Thank you for staying with us. It's time for Online Print Review, and I'm doing this with two of my co-hosts. I have a gentleman and a lady. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement Yamankwei.
Mimi.
Clement.
You're looking so inspiring this morning.
Thank you. I was happy about the quote you just gave us, and it is really going to usher us into the month of October, because September, some of us were pressed. We are still pressed, but the Bible makes us understand that we will be pressed, perplexed, but will not be crushed. So this morning, I'm just motivating myself into October that I'm not going to be crushed. October is going to be a great month, especially as we, sing along with the Pink Month, Pink October, breast cancer awareness and all that. So yeah, happy.
We are happy indeed, Mimi. Peter,
so
what's happening?
As usual, divine selection.
Kaish.
I'm grateful. And it's always a pleasure to be on the Koko Digest Morning Show. And I want to say a very good morning to our cherished viewers. And also, I want to thank them for choosing the best. That's the Koko Digest Morning Show. As Mimi said, and like you rightly said, you've motivated us. It hasn't been easy. This month, there were so many ups and downs.
Yeah.
But then I'm excited that at the end of the day, God, came through for us. And we are hopeful for the following month. Like Mimi said, that month, I'm very particular about it because of the kind of education that goes into it. And sometimes, the gentlemen or the male are left behind and the attention is always on the women. But I think it's high time going forward this month, you should involve the men as well, because we can also be affected. Understand? And then there should be more of practice. The theory isn't helping. Even right from education, from our education system to now, the theory isn't helping. And so they should work.
I expected the practice to be done on screen, or they teach you and you go do the practice somewhere.
Sometimes, that is the reason why when you're being taught, an exam is conducted to actually determine whether you really understood what you were taught or not. And so I think the same thing should be applied. When you come to the screen and you teach us this.
Peter is speaking to the producer indirectly. So producer.
So lifestyle, I think this one is to you.
Why?
So you give her the lifestyle nature of the Pink Month.
Don't worry.
Thank you. What is happening?
Clement, a lot. But before I even touch on what is really, really happening from the beginning of this week, yesterday, over the weekend, we had a profound speech or address from our president, John Dramani Mahama, at the just ended UN conference in the United States of America. And a lot of people have commended our president on the kind of things he said, putting Africa first and emphasizing on the fact that we want partnership and not aid. We are not just begging to be recognized or to be a member of the union, but we want to be recognized as a partner. And so every decision that is being taken benefits Africa, like how it's going to benefit, the Western countries. And our president has really, really put Ghana on the map. And it wasn't surprising when we realized that Foreign Affairs Minister also came out to say that some visa restrictions that were put on Ghanaians have been lifted. So over the weekend through to even today, Ghanaians have been happy. Our government is working. They are working for the ordinary Ghanaian, and that is always what we want to see, happening to us. So that's just what happened over the weekend. But yesterday, I saw a very sad news. To me, it's a sad news that GES has removed KNUST SHS Assistant Headmaster, Mr. Charles Adu, after a viral video showing him in a compromised position with a student. And as usual, when we see stories like this, we go through the comment section to see the opinions, of people, what people are saying. And it was very sad that I came to the realization that, so after this whole thing, the investigations and everything, all we do to the man is just sack him, and it ends there. What are we doing further? Because he's not the first person who has gotten himself into such an act and is being sacked. How does it end? Because him going home doesn't take out the character in him as someone who is likely to defile kids or defile, young girls. Someone will argue that in the video, you could tell that it was a mutual consent. The girl was the one with the phone, smiling, taking the video, and the man was also doing his thing. So it was like an agreement. So that's what we are seeing on our screens. But regardless of whatever it is, GES says it is not right for a teacher to have an affair with a student. If this had happened in any, quote unquote, serious country where children and girls are being protected, this would have undergone like criminal investigations. Like, how did it happen? Like, how did we arrive at this point? Who even initiated the whole thing? But to just sack the man, like, that's all. No, it doesn't make sense to me. I feel we need to do more so that people will not even think of, engaging in this. Even if it's the girl who initiated the, situation, still, it doesn't warrant just sacking the man. So for me, I think we need to look into these issues very much. Sorry.
Peter, I want to say something.
Yes,
before I come in.
Yes, I have a lot to say, but then concerning this same issue, this isn't the first time it is happening. I know viewers will be reminded of the popular kitchen stew, same headmaster in the same act. You know what?
Was it the same headmaster?
No. I mean, also a headmaster.
A headmaster, okay. Yeah.
You understand? So what really set aside for me is that it had to go viral before actions were taken. And so you could see that the system that we have to protect issues like this or to defend issues like this are reactive instead of proactive. And so this isn't the first time, like I said. I mean, I blame the students, the teachers, but I also blame parents as well. Now, it will shock you that there are parents who are chasing money, work, and all of that, leaving their kids uncatered for. It will shock you that there are some families that the child or children get to see their parent once within a week, all because parents are busy looking for money and all that. I mean, so over the weekend, there was a program that was held at Abeka, and one Sheikh Imam was, invited. He made mention of something that I find very interesting, that we should marry responsibly and give birth responsibly. You don't just give birth because you want to give birth. You have to give birth with the aim that, you have what it takes to take care of these kids. And just last week, we also saw a devastating, video where a newborn baby was dumped into. It is so serious. And so it is high time parents take up their responsibilities as parents. You don't just give birth because you want to give birth. And then you should have plans. If you think work will come your way, but you will choose work over your family, make sure you plan for that. Get some time to work and get some time for family as well. Because these kids, last Tuesday when we were talking about the school placement, we heard parents making serious concerns that some were placed somewhere far away, and as young as they are, they can't even rent for them to stay there. They have to get closer to their kids and monitor their actions. For whether you like it or yes, social media has come to change the whole narrative, and that because of social media, people get access to some information that is not necessarily meant for kids. And so this is high time parents sit down with their kids, educate them. Gone are the days that you go to schools where they teach, how do you call it? There's sex education, these campaign, awareness, condom and all that. These days, you don't see them. And this is the time that we need them most. Now, people are shying away from the fact that, there are STDs, and what they are preventing is pregnancy, which is very bad. Some records, somewhere in this year, University of Ghana Medical School came out to say that the number of, STDs that these kids, like these university students are, it's serious, it's overwhelming. And then it is high time we sit down as a country, go back to the very things that we were doing that prevented issues like this from happening. I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but then if it is going to happen, it will be minimal, it will be reduced. And so parents should take up responsibilities. And then teachers who are also doing that. This one, when you make mention, when you try to criticize that profession, people will say like it is one person, whether it is one or two. This is a shame to the profession. And this is not the first time it is happening. Like Mimi said, you shouldn't just sack him. there should be measures put in place. This is a criminal something.
Yeah.
Beyond,
I believe there are measures put in place.
But the fact that
what we have now is he has been sacked, and I don't think they will just sack him. Yes, there will be other things.
Yeah, so we want transparency. We want to see how the process is being held, because you can't just sack the man and it ends there. Oh, we've sacked him. What processes? So that if we are all educating ourselves, we know that, hey, if I get close to a young girl to defile her or something, these are the kind of consequences I'm going to face, so that people are aware. And I also want to add to Peter's point that parents should, educate their kids from home. It is not just about education, but showing them love. Last 2 weeks or so, there was this case on social media where a young girl took her life because her dad had arrested her boyfriend. She was in secondary school, SHS 2, and she took her life. And I was wondering, how many parents show love to their kids, their girl child in the house? Like someone would say, it doesn't go anywhere. But constantly reminding your girl child that you love her from home is a confidence booster. Like, you tell your child that you love her. If she goes outside, and someone is even, pushing or trying to let her feel loved, that kind of love she had already received from home is going to overshadow that kind of love that is coming from outside. And so they can be firm in taking decisions like, no, my daddy loves me, my mommy loves me, and so I cannot get into something like this. My daddy provides everything for me. I know there are some kids that will still go and do collaboration, even after the provision and all that. But out of 10, if 10 girls are being loved from home, 8 will be able to stand firm and, resist these kind of temptations. Because hardly would you even find a man telling his wife, say, "Akosia me doll," or like, we don't see these things in our homes. Like, when was the last time you heard your dad telling your mom, they do it all the time? But we don't hear that. We don't see that. Some of us, we didn't see it. Exactly. It is always, hey, kofa mame bra, kofa papa bra, hey, ya mame. Like, we don't see it. And so there is no love in the system.
It's very true, Mimi. That's why viewers should keep watching Clock TV, because there's a content that's known as Lifestyle Extra, which will look into all these issues, which is it's equally going to be hosted by Mimi herself. So we are going to dive into such conversations so that especially the upcoming ones will learn. Yeah. Those who want to settle life, want to settle down, will learn things like this. Nowadays, when you tell someone you love him or her, they don't see the value on that very thing. So there's something we need to bring back to the society. Peter, is there any other trending story you would like to?
Yes, but before that, I would want to touch on something Mimi made mention of about the lifting of the restriction. Okay. Yes. And so many reports indicate that it's an exchange of, the deportees that we had in Ghana.
That is what people are saying.
It's a claim, but so on top of this claim, that's what people are saying. But then the Minister for Foreign Affairs says that it is just an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. Okay. But then we are thinking, like many others, and I'm also in support of them, that this could be maybe an exchange, that we taking the deportees, they intend. Why because there's nothing like free lunch. Because
no. I don't understand. This is a situation that initially we have access to United States. Students get a visa 4 years without renewal. Yeah. You can travel to US 5 years with that visa. Yeah. And they brought that kind of restriction that students, I think after a year, you're supposed to renew it. That kind of
6 months.
6 months. That kind of cost involved. So why will it be an exchange to the deportees? Because deportees, as people are saying, they are also African people. Yeah. And if they are being deported and Ghana is receiving them, as we've been known outside there, that we are hospitable, we are good to humanity. Yeah. How will you say it's an exchange? I don't understand.
But so let me put it this way: even with that, what benefits does it come with accepting deportees? Yeah. Mind you that there has been this Guantanamo Bay detainees or something. Things like this, even though that the US and then currently Ghana has come out to say that those deportees do not have any criminal records. If you continue to accept people like this, it's going to have an impact on our security as well. Like I rightly said, yes, from the onset, that these are claims. And if we are assuming, this is just an assumption, that if it is true, that, like I said, there's nothing like free lunch. And then people were of the view that this exchange, this deportee, something that Ghana has really accepted. There's something, and people were digging. They wanted to know. And then looking at the timing, this thing happened somewhere. The restriction happened somewhere in June, and then in September this restriction has been lifted. Yeah. Now, looking at the timing and the occurrence, one can conclude by saying that it is an exchange. But yet, like I rightly said, the Minister for Foreign Affairs has come to say that it is just a memorandum of understanding. And I'm saying that let's assume it is an exchange.
Okay, I'm also of the view that let's assume it's on an exchange.
Yeah.
Let's assume it is the work of the Foreign Affairs Minister and the work of the government. Okay. The President was in United States.
Yeah.
For a General Assembly meeting. Okay. It could be that he had engagement with the minister or whatever, the embassy over there to look into this matter. It could be that the Foreign Affairs Minister has engaged the UN secretary all over the years or the UN people over the years concerning this very issue. So why don't we see it from that angle? That it is the good work of the Foreign Affairs Minister and the President, rather than we see it as an exchange.
It's just about timing, right? From what you are saying, you said we should just assume that the Foreign Affairs Minister has been in engagements with the United States over the years for visa, restrictions to be lifted. But,
exactly.
Peter made a claim, or it's even true that it was done in June. The restrictions were put on us in June, and just in September it has been lifted. And it is this same September we realized that some deportees have also arrived in Ghana. And Ghana was the country that received them, considering security consequences it's going to have on the country and all that. Even if it's an exchange, for me, I think it's it's good. It's going to benefit the country in so many ways, because when the visa restrictions occurred, so many people were scared.
Exactly.
How am I going to renew my visa after every 3 months? The money involved, the funds and all that. And so if it's just for an exchange of deportees, that's why we are recruiting more military personnel. You see,
this story, other people also the view that it is, are we going for visa restriction lifting or trade-off issues? You see, we have there's import levy of 15% on Ghana exports to United States. Yeah. So people will view that, why don't we equally look into this matter? Then we are much focusing on the visa restriction being lifted. And from where I sit, the visa restriction, Mimi, it affects both the students and the adults.
Yeah.
And the stress you go through, it's a hell.
Yeah.
So, and I think that the ministry is taking it one after the other.
Yeah.
Now let's give the ministry time. Let's give the government time.
Yeah.
They've been able to work on the visa restriction. Let's hope to see that if they work on the tariff of trade, let's hope to see if they are going to work on these deportees issues. So I think it's too early for claims to be made that it's an exchange for these two things.
So that was the exact point I was driving at.
Yeah.
So if it is the fact that it as a result of this bilateral relationship that they were able to negotiate to bring back the visa, then it means that there are more pertinent issues like you made mention of, like the 15% tariff. And then there's the cut of this millennium something goes that this. So, I mean, if it is as a result of negotiation, then we will encourage government and then the minister to do more. But then if that's why you don't want me to say that
it's a result of negotiation. I think maybe you have another story.
Yes, Clement, I have another story, but Peter should come in.
Okay, Peter, let's look at the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, let's look at that story.
I mean, so like Mimi said, when news like this just drop, you have to look at the comments, what people are saying. And then for me, what stands out for me is the fact that it is going to be on regional basis, every capital in the 16 regions. And so for me, the transparency for me, and then the timing and where exactly to get the forms. And then, yes,
they should put out all these
information out there so that it wouldn't be that, oh, last year, this person promised me of this person promised me of that, and nothing actually happened. And so the transparency for me, and then 12,000 personnel, I mean, it will go a long way. A lot of people will get employed and get something into their
Okay,
pockets.
so
Exactly.
staying on what Peter is saying about employment, I also went through the comment section and I came to the realization that many Ghanaians are hopping on this opportunity or will be hopping on this opportunity, not because they are passionate about serving the country, but because they just want to escape unemployment. Yes, it's a reasonable, thing that everyone wants to get a job doing. But my concern has to do with the passion. Military is a different service altogether, right? It is a different service. Let's put aside all the other security service. Military, please, if you are interested and you want to venture into this security agency or security service, please make sure you have some kind of passion to serve the country, because it's a selfless service and you shouldn't just, get into it because you're trying to escape unemployment. Be passionate about it before you get into it, because there have been instances where people have lost their lives because maybe they put their self-interest first before the nation. There have also been instances where they put the nation first and also lose their life. I'm just saying that it boils down to passion. If you're not passionate about this service, don't venture.
Okay, thank you very much, Mimi. If you're not passionate, don't venture. Let me just read the second paragraph of the statement released by Ghana Armed Forces. We're talking about how we can apply or which site. They are saying that the recruitment exercise will be announced through the official Ghana Armed Forces platforms, such as gafonline.mil.gh and also Ghana Armed Forces recruitment.mil.gh, in addition to Daily Graphic and also Ghanaian Times. So these are the four places, or these are the four news portals that you should rely on when it comes to recruitment into Ghana Armed Forces. They said ignore any information from the other social media platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, and all other platforms, because scammers are also there. I just want to make a few contributions.
Yeah.
Yes, both of us, we are talking about the fact that regional bases, it is a way to go. Now, they are going to recruit close to 12,000 people in this period, within these 3 years. That is the target. So the question is, how are they going to do the regional ratio? How is it going to be done? That is my concern. Which region is going to recruit more? Which region is going to recruit less? So we equally need that kind of breakdown. Are we going to share it equally, or they are going to look at geographical locations? If it gets to regions, would they also decentralize it to the various districts? Or the regions are just going to hijack it over there and put whoever they want to put there? Is it the regional coordinating council will be responsible for such things? We should get to know this information too as well. I know that's what the president said. And when it gets to districts, we know we have local assemblies heads, like the assemblymen, the assemblywomen. I believe that when it gets to the regionals, it should be decentralized to the various district assemblies that we have. So if a region is given, let's say, 500 slots, when you go to the and we have about 20 districts in a region, each district should be given, at least if it is 100 slots or 50 slots from each district. When it gets to district, I'm of the view that it should go to the various electoral areas. Because this is how it started from. We start from electoral area, then we come to district. From district, we go to regionals. Then from regionals, it comes to national. So that everybody will feel part of whatever is happening in this very country. So that nobody will be left stranded. All what we hear is that it has been shortlisted. The list is out. People are of the view that, yes, now you said it's going to regional base, 12,000 people. But for all you know, you've already recruited other people behind the scene that we don't know. These are thoughts that people always keep on saying. So I believe that the Ghana Armed Forces, they are doing well, but they should come more clear.
Yes.
And in terms of, Peter, before you come in, I like the fact that they said the forms have been reduced by 40%. And so it's going to be very affordable for a lot of people. And they're also saying the recruitment is not for sale and it will never be for sale. Growing up, I heard, from other security services like the police, fire service, you can just pay something small and you get into it. But when it comes to the military, I think you have to sell your family land, or you sell yourself, like sell something very huge to get an amount of money to, I don't know, you know how prestigious the military is. And so if they are saying it is not for sale and they are assuring Ghanaians that every single person can just get into it if only you go through the process and you are qualified, then I think it's a good thing. We have to commend them. And in terms of transparency, just as Clement is saying, they should make everything clear to all of us so that we will believe them that indeed they are being transparent.
Like you rightly said, transparency has been an issue in this country. And then corruption. Like what you said, I totally agree with you. Because I know someone for the past 3 years has been paying huge amounts just to be recruited. And nothing, actually worked for her. And so, like, you both talked about transparency. For me, I want to look at the side where, like we rightly said, that with every rollout like this, there are people who are given special, opportunity to be given slots. Like, oh, this person is this, so like he has the right to. Yes. I mean, I'm thinking that at high time, those ones are made known. That, like you rightly said, when we get to this district or when we get to this region, the minister or the chief there has this number of slots and all that, so that it wouldn't be like Clement said before we realize, 1,000 people have been shortlisted and all that. People who were willing to enroll it should be on merit base. Exactly, and then this is what the people are actually also looking for.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just read this quickly. Then we go to the story of DSTV. This is an invitation to civil society organizations from the office of the president. And the caption is, invitation to civil society organizations, engagement on illegal mining. This is engagement on illegal mining. And it is scheduled to happen on Friday, 10th October 2025, 12 noon, and the venue is the Jubilee House, that is Accra. So we'll be following this story and we'll bring viewers the details of it.
I'm happy such an engagement is good.
Yes, all the civil society organizations on the fight against illegal mining.
So we shouldn't pin everything on government, that government should go and fight. Come and tell us what you also think, how you think we can fight illegal mining, because it is something that it looks like the government alone cannot do it. And so an engagement like this is very prudent.
It's very prudent.
And then also, it shouldn't be limited, like the timing. I mean, it should be open, like for days. And even the time, sometimes I feel when you go for press conferences like this, you are limited with the number of questions that you can ask. And then since this is a pressing issue, a pertinent issue, there should be more time. They should people should be given the opportunity to express their views, like Mimi said. And people are out there having some serious solutions to this. And then if you engage them with limited time, you wouldn't get the results. So I mean, it should be open for a number of days, and journalists or people who will be around should be given the maximum time to express themselves.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's move to DSTV and Ministry of Communication story, Peter. I think I'll start with you.
Yes. So the Ministry of Sam George, let me put it this way. Sam George has been trending for some months now. And then yesterday he finally came out that he set up a committee which he chaired himself about this pricing saga. And then yesterday, he came up with two main issues, the issue of cross-border piracy and the pricing as well. But a lot of people are not satisfied because they say that he didn't deliver the exact thing he said about the 30% price reduction. But what we are seeing now is value addition. But there's one thing that he made mention of.
Hold on. Let's get the video of the minister himself talking. After that, you come back to your submission.
There is no restriction on a subscriber's choice of a bouquet. The offer is available to both existing and new customers from 1st of October 2025. Effectively, MultiChoice has offered value over and above what we expected of them. I went into this with a request for 30%. With what we have discussed here, the lowest is 33%, the highest is 50%. And I extend my warmest gratitude to the MultiChoice team for that. I want to commend them for their goodwill towards subscribers in Ghana, and the committee is of the view that this increased value offer addresses government's concerns, it reduces pressure on Ghanaian households, while ensuring the sustainability of the DSTV service in Ghana. In addition, MultiChoice Africa will provide a 555 Ghana cedi subsidy for the Zappa decoder and dish kit. New customers will therefore be able to get the Zappa and dish kit at 50% of its current price. So yet another 50% discount for subscribers. The committee will reconvene in 3 months to evaluate the impact of this initiative. This will be an ongoing and periodic exercise. Fellow Ghanaians, I know that sounds familiar, right? The message today is simple. The government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is on your side, and MultiChoice is a responsible business operating in Ghana. I thank the Ghanaian public for their support and patience on this matter. Thank you very much.
So that's Sam George.
Before Peter even comes in.
Before you come. You see, Sam George said something at last part.
Okay.
Fellow Ghanaians. He was so smart to let people know that. I hope you remember, right?
Yeah.
So you can
So I mean, some people are of the view that this is like a U-turn. You didn't deliver the exact promise, just as Peter was saying. It's like you told us you're going to bring down wache prices. I mean, the price of wache, just to come and tell us that the leaf that the wache is being served on has increased. So now it is not the wache that we are. It's like you giving us an additional shuttle when the food itself, the wache itself, is still the same.
Come again.
You like the scenario?
Yes.
Good.
So to a layman's understanding, you told us that you're going to reduce the prices of wache, right? Mm-hmm. Just to come back and tell us that the leaf, you've made it bigger, but the wache is still small. That is the concern of Ghanaians. The value itself, what we want, like what we really, really deserve, is still the same. But the leaf, I see you know. So Peter,
I think before before Mimi comes in, I still have another concern about Mimi's own.
I'm not the communications minister.
So the watch itself is still small. Mm-hmm. The leaf is now bigger.
Yeah.
But when let me wait for Peter's submission. then I can add mine. So Peter, you just take it there.
All right, like what Mimi was saying. So a lot of people are saying yes, he didn't deliver. But then to some extent, he promised of fair pricing and, the value for money. And that is exactly what he delivered. But when it comes to cutting down price to 30%, that price cutting, we didn't see it. It was just value addition. The concern of the people is that...
So what's the difference between value addition and price cutting?
So when we talk about price cutting, so it means that if you are buying cocoa for like 2 cedis, when we say we are cutting down price, it means that you won't buy it for 2 cedis, you buy it for like 1 cedi, 30 pesos, or 1 cedi, 50 pesos. Yeah. But then when they add value to it, it means that the 2 cedi cocoa that you're buying, it will be more as compared to what you were having. So let's say it's a feeding bottle. That feeding bottle full of cocoa is 2 cedis.
That's when the watches scenario comes in.
So I'll come back to you.
It's 2 cedis. So currently, that feeding bottle alone now cannot contain that 2 cedis because there's been an increase in the value.
Okay.
But so I understand the point you want to drive at, but the fact is that people are talking about the price deduction. Say it is 59 cedis for the paddy bouquet, 59 cedis. They are looking for a price reduction, so reduce it to like 50 cedis or 40 cedis. Yeah. They are not looking for the value addition.
So can I come in?
Yes, you can come.
Okay. Now you started with watches now. Yeah. Value addition.
Yes.
We wanted a reduction in price. Yeah. If the watch was sold at 20 cedis, and it should be sold at 10 cedis. And now value addition means that the 20 cedis watch. So it will look as if it's 30 cedis watching.
Yes.
The shuttle now will be more. The wallet now will be more. That is the perception or the concept of value addition. Over Koko 2 cedis in the soul. What's over Koko 2 cedis until some 1 cedi or 1 cedi 50%. This time around he's telling you that the 2 cedis Koko, it will come as if say a 3 cedis Koko.
Yeah.
So that's not the same problem.
He doesn't want it in as no.
I can't consume it if it's more.
Yeah. Okay.
But bring down the price because it is the money that I'm going to use to pay for That is my concern. That is my problem.
That is the problem.
Okay.
Okay.
That is our concern.
Okay.
Don't add value to it.
Okay.
We are okay.
I think you also talked of 50% reduction in some subscription of some of them.
Yeah, I think it's for when you're a new subscriber. That plate and all of that.
Okay.
But then I have the monthly bouquet price in here. So this one is going to take effect on the 1st of October. So now the paddy bouquet, it goes for 59 cedis. Now when you pay for the paddy package, you're going to get the access package, which is 99 cedis. And then you're going to get up to 35 more channels. And so currently like 59 Ghana cedis, which is the paddy package. You're going to get access to the access package, which is 99 Ghana cedis. You are going to get more channels. And then if you pay for the access, which is 99 Ghana cedis, you're going to get the family size, which is 190 cedis. And you're going to get 19 more channels. And then if you pay for the family package, which is the 190 Ghana cedis, you're going to get the compact package, which is 380 Ghana cedis. And you're going to get up to 22 more channels, including live football matches. And then when you pay for the compact, which is 380 cedis, you're going to get access to the compact plus package, which is 570 cedis. And then when you pay for the compact plus, you're going to get premium, which is 865. And then with this premium, those who will remain on premium say, okay, me, I have money.
I'll still be on
I'll still be there. What you're going to get is getting an automatic entry into a competition for a chance to win a fully paid trip to watch selected English Premier League. This is
the current state.
No.
Before.
So from 1st October, this is what we are going to get.
So
the current state. Okay.
Let's assume.
Yes.
You are initially when you pay for 100 cedis, you get only let's pick one
so
of them.
The paddy bouquet, which is the lowest, 59 Ghana cedis.
Okay. So initially you get only access to
that one wasn't stateless. So let's say like 20 channels.
20 channels. Yes. But this time when you pay the 59, you're going to get about 30 channels.
35 more in addition. So that will be the access, bouquet, which is the 99 Ghana cedis.
So meaning that if you pay the 59, now you'll be enjoying access bouquet.
That is the 99.
99 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of you paying 99 Ghana cedis for access, from my understanding, instead of paying the 99 Ghana cedis for access, pay 59 Ghana cedis and enjoy access.
And then people are saying that isn't what they want. But so the more channels you are giving the person, people are saying that they don't even have time to even watch those
things.
If
not for
they
football,
want to,
most people won't even
the price, reduce the price for them, whether you give them 100 channels or what. The price is what they are looking for. Reduce the price.
So Peter, I think let's make the point here.
Okay.
If you pay for one, you get two. If you pay for two, you get three. So don't pay for the two and pay for the one. Still, the price for the 99 has been reduced to 59.
So the point is, that is very true.
Yes.
But the point is, it doesn't change the price of it. For me, let's say you went for the paddy, paddy package because that is what you wanted.
Okay. So would you prefer the 59 reduced to assuming 50 cedis?
Yeah.
Then you enjoy all the package for the paddy?
Yes.
Exactly.
That's what.
And you enjoy assuming 99 cedis to be 80 cedis. Then you enjoy only package 4.
Yes.
So we have different preferences. Maybe you went for the paddy bouquet because there's a channel you are glued to.
Yeah.
Maybe I want to be watching live football matches. That's why I went for the compact 380 cedis.
Okay.
That's why I went for it.
Okay.
And so I'm saying that the 380 that I'm paying for that service is too much. It's too reduced for me. But don't add that.
Get back to this very topic. We would digest it very well for viewers to.
But then I have one thing to say about he coming out strongly to assure Ghanaians that he's going to make sure that DSTV reduces their prices by 30%, assuring Ghanaians, and this has been a banter for a very long time. Only for we to hear that this is how it has been, even though like we are saying that there has been some kind of value addition and some cost being, but it has an implication on this one. Yesterday, during the press conference, a journalist asked a question or requested for something that Ghanaians don't want to hear that, like he said from the onset, that DSTV has accepted that they will reduce pricing for us to know, DSTV brought a statement that they didn't say that they are going to reduce prices. Yeah. So it means that people have actually lost confidence. They requested that the CEO or the representative of DSTV or MultiChoice say that they agree with whatever Honorable Sam George is saying. And that happened yesterday. And to me, it wasn't a good thing at all for you to doubt a whole state minister because of the banter that happened. It's serious. And then going forward, some institutions like this wouldn't take government serious because they know that at the end of the day, it's just going to be a banter. Whatever you want to do is what you get. Because look at where we started from. And this is it going to be something for other institutions as well? That if government comes, that this is what you want, you can actually drag government to some extent.
Okay, thank you very much.
It ended up as if he was even campaigning for DSTV at a point. So it wasn't, we didn't feel the authority. We didn't feel that we are in power.
But Mimi, value addition. Okay, we'll get back to that topic again. Let's look at UDS. Okay. UDS has won the World University Championship.
Wow.
Yes. The first time in Ghana history. Yeah. The first time. I hope the sports team or the sports segment will talk about that. But my producer is telling me that yes, that's the only university in Ghana and in Africa who has ever won that championship because she's an old student of such institution.
Yeah, and I'm happy about it because mostly the universities we hear are the premier universities, Legon and the rest. We do not hear of these new universities, and so University for Development Studies, as the name depicts, development, and so winning such a competition is something we need to applaud them for. But your producer should calm down because UCC is still the best.
Okay. I mean, so talking about their win, it's a win for Ghana, a win for Africa, and all of that. But I feel that they are not giving them much attention, the deserved attention. This is a world tournament, for crying out loud, the first time ever, a whole university. I can say, looking at where they are, and somewhere in the north, for them to be able to put up,
is it Tamale or what? Tamale. No.
For them to be able to emerge as winners of this competition, I think they deserve more. And I like the fact that people in high authority are congratulating them and all that. And it shouldn't end there. You should see these talents in the various teams, our national teams. You should see them excel. Kudos to them, and it's a very good thing.
Thank you so much. Kudos to them. So, my producer, kudos to your school. That's just, by the way, Mimi, what is happening on the various graphic page, the front pages?
Okay. So I have today's daily graphic, and on the front page, Ghana has too many districts, and this is coming from Professor Ahoy, as he warns that it is going to counter our productions as a country. Down there, we also see Get Fund disburses 4.3 billion Ghana cedis to support educational activities. We also have 52,492 SHS placement cases resolved. Wow. Dialysis, sickle cell treatment free. That's what we have on the front page on the daily graphic. We'll be talking about sickle cell today on the lifestyle segment. And so, we'll be bringing them more.
Okay, thank you very much, Mimi. Peter, what do you have for us?
Okay, so I have the graphic business. And on the front page, we have Ghana stock market outperforms Africa. That's on page 2. And then BOG's rate cuts faces hurdles from high non-performance loan. Can be found on page 8 and 9. Then we have investor appetite warns for short-term T-bills. And this is what we will be talking about on the business of this segment. We also have why Qatar emerging as strong contender for 2036 games. And I'm sure the sports segment will talk about it and give us the reasons. And then we also have World Bank raises concern. Ghana faces mounting job crisis. 500,000 youth enter labor market annually. And then this is all on the front page. But then talking about Ghana faces mounting job crisis annually. This is a serious issue because you know that this year NSS personnel, they just finished with their NSS, and then all over in town you see brown envelopes all over in offices, pressure, HR and all of that, looking for jobs.
Right.
And very serious. But what baffles my mind is that every year, looking at the number of people who graduate from the various universities. We get slots for each and every one of them to, go through the mandatory national service. But at the end of the day, we come that there are no slots, there are no jobs. Meanwhile, these people can attest that the places that they were put to do their service, they actually worked. There were a lot of, work to be done there, that they needed people. But these same people will finish and they tell them there's no space, you have to go. Knowing very well that there are a whole lot of issues to be attended to and all of that. So I think that, going forward, NSS personnel shouldn't be used for send them to buy watch and all that. I will congratulate some institutions who are actually using them, teaching them.
Especially Clock
TV. Exactly. They give you the opportunity to excel, they groom you and make you a better person. I'm sure that I'm entreating other organizations to emulate it. Because it's so sad that they are out there, but a lot of work needs to be done, and I'm sure we will be talking about some transparency issues.
I briefly want to add something to what Peter is saying, because national service, the new badge will be starting, I think, next month or so. And some people tend to be very relaxed. When they go to their various postings, because this is not related to what I studied in school. But most of us are testimonies of we not studying what we really studied in school, or we not doing what we studied in school, and we've been employed. And so this is just an advice. I'm admonishing the incoming NSS personnel that wherever you are being posted to, just do your best. Do your best, and then at the end of the day, you realize that you get something to hold on to, rather than just going and then feeling that you don't belong here. That's when you'll be sent to go and buy Wachi and then Koko.
Thank you so much, Mimi.
Before you go, so just thank you to all organizations who have seen, value and NSS personnel and actually use them, add up some kind of value to their lives.
I think you're advocating for NSS personnel.
Yes,
exactly.
We were even supposed to, appreciate our NSS personnel.
Exactly. That's what Clock TV will be doing that. Yes, we'll be doing that. So, Mimi, away from that, you see, Peter raised a point of the unemployment issue, and I know that is why we voted for this government, believing that all the things they've said they will do. And I believe that if they are able to put everything together, then I think such issues will be
and they've even started
resolved.
With a 12,000
exactly. Of which the discussion we're going to have on the main discussion, that's community medical first respondents is also another testimony to that. Yeah. We just want to move away. Let's talk about it. RTI, right to information. This was passed in Parliament.
Okay.
People are raising the concern. Can't even access it. When you write to the institution, do they give you the information? If they don't give the information, according to the commission, they are supposed to find the various institutions. The question is, after finding them, do they even pay?
Yeah.
Whose money?
Whose money are they using to pay? Our very own money, taxpayers' money. That is the concern Ghanaians are raising. And this is okay.
So let me just read this, since we are just even moving into that discussion. So a recent investigation by Corruption Watch has uncovered that key Ghanaian institutions, including the Ghana Police Service, Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice, RAJ, Parliament and Judiciary, have been fined a total of 5.6 million Ghana cedis for violating the right to information law. The fines were imposed for refusing or failing to provide information to citizens, undermining transparency and accountability. So look at these key institutions. SRAJ, Parliament, who passed the law, Judiciary, and Ghana Police Service, a number of institutions, they were fined because they violated this law. What is the way forward?
So it was interesting when I realized that some of these institutions have already even paid the fine.
Exactly.
And some are still in deliberations, as to whether to pay or not. But at the end of the day, they are going to pay. And whose money are they going to use to pay? And we answered right here that it is our very own taxpayer money that is going to be used to pay.
Okay.
Some concerns have been raised that if these institutions are being, accused of not bringing out all the accurate information Ghanaians need, the probings into happenings in their institutions like the police. There have been so many police brutalities that Ghanaians have asked, how did it end? What happened? The investigations, we don't even hear. Ministry of Education, we've asked questions about free SHS several times, but we don't hear anything. It doesn't end.
Exactly.
And then you end up paying money because you've been fined.
So let me give us some of them. I think that it's almost time we are just wrapping up. Peter, I think you hold your thoughts on this. Let me just give some institutions with significant fines. Agriculture Development Bank, that is ADB, 1.365 million Ghana cedis, contesting the amount in court. That's what they are doing. Ghana Police Service, 450,357 Ghana cedis. They've paid.
Wow.
Yes, whose money? That's the question. Ministry of Education, 260,000 Ghana cedis. They've paid. That is with 4 penalties recorded.
Wow. Social
Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, 200,000 Ghana cedis. They've paid. Is it with pensioners' money? Okay, I think we'll go into that. Lands Commission, 150,000 Ghana cedis fined. Repeat offender. And other notable offenders are Judicial Service, 100,000 Ghana cedis. They've not paid. Outstanding. Public Procurement Authority, 100,000 Ghana cedis. Outstanding. Attorney General's Department. Yes, 50,000 Ghana cedis.
That's a shocker.
Outstanding. Shraj, 30,000 Ghana cedis. Outstanding. It's all revelations from the Corruption Watch investigative. They brought out this all this.
So the way forward, before Peter comes in, is just Ghanaians are calling for a change in the law. Like we want amendments. We want individuals who violate the laws to be held accountable for violating the law instead of holding the whole institution accountable. Because these monies are huge monies and the institution can pay. But if it's just an individual and then they go through the pain to pay the money, I don't think they would do that again.
Exactly. So, Peter, a quick one, just a few seconds.
Yes, so this one, funny enough, it was just passed in 2019. And this is just meant to give the ordinary citizen an opportunity to get access, to whatever information that is. But then it's quite sad that these institutions that are supposed to lead as an example are the ones, going astray, if for lack of better words. So for me, I think that the fines are not enough because we've had some institutions repeating it. So it means that the fines are not enough, and then the enforcement is also not there.
Okay.
The enforcement is also not there. So clearly, I think that we should, going forward, like Mimi said, for me, I think that we should hold leaders responsible, heads of institutions responsible.
Okay.
And then coming back to employment, when you go to most of these institutions, they don't have RTI dexes. And then when you talk, they say they don't have what it takes. They don't have dexes for people like that. Right now, talking about technology and, getting access to some information is very tedious. So unless you have RTI dexes with people employed who will be taking, into concern, like you rightly said, getting information is very tedious because you don't expect the manager who is busy doing something to go through the archives files to give you info. No, you need to employ extra hands to do this.
Thank you so much, Peter and Mimi. Before we wrap up, according to the Commissioner for RTI, when you are fined, it doesn't mean that don't provide information. You still have to pay. So Ghanaians still have to pursue that very case. Thank you so much for staying with us for the online print review. Up next is the lifestyle segment with Miriam Abena Adede. Stay.
And you're welcome back to the Koko Digest morning show. Yes, we promised that we're going to have a conversation that has to do with sickle cell. That will be coming up shortly, but we want to quickly have a conversation as to how to help students and young graduates on how to upskill and stay relevant in today's world where technology is taking over every single thing. We have with us in the studio 2 men from Deadline Consult, and they are going to help us in understanding some job opportunities that are available for you and I. And so you have to stay with us throughout the conversation. This is still the Koko Digest morning show. Now let's get straight into that. Hello, sis.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so a brief introduction of where you're from and why you are here.
Okay, so my name is Kwadwo Ofori Chumesi. I'm a managing partner with Deadline Consult.
Deadline, yeah.
Yes.
And my name is Eli Fiajo. Also a partner.
Okay, so we heard that you have a message for our viewers this morning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's get into that.
Absolutely. So Deadline Consult is an educational consultancy that seeks to make access to digital skills available to everybody.
Okay.
Everybody, regardless of your background in IT or whatever, is available to you. Now, we are here this morning primarily for 2 reasons.
Okay.
To announce that we've been appointed the partner for Ghana for the Microsoft Skills for Jobs micro-degree program.
Okay.
Now, a micro-degree program is technically a very short, very focused, very educational program that is designed with a specific intent in mind.
Okay.
To be able to train someone within a short window, to be able to immediately go to the job market and operate. And this micro-degree program is sponsored by the European Education Commission, KMK University of Applied Sciences in Finland, and then the Microsoft itself and its partners. So this degree is tailored for everybody. Professionals looking to upskill, professionals looking for a career switch, professionals looking to take advantage of opportunities in IT specifically, and then anybody else that wants to say, hey, I want to take advantage of what is happening now. So basically, that's what the micro degree is all about.
It's all about.
Ellie, you may want to add something before we talk about yes.
Okay, so my question is basically about job opportunities.
Yes.
So what kind of job opportunities have past graduates from this program benefited? You know, we are in Africa and we do not really take into consideration the importance of technology and all that, but what kind of job opportunities are available when you complete this program?
So primarily what is happening now is for the micro degree, there are 5 programs that are set up.
Okay.
Cloud and cybersecurity, AI developer, power platform, data analyst, data engineer. Now, when you on board, the platform is open for you for a year. It runs, it's an strictly online program, very scalable. You can do it from anywhere you are in the world, anywhere you are in the country, you can take advantage of this. Now, it is tailored for 2 reasons. Firstly, for employment, like you're saying, and then for those who want to further their education in Europe. So because of micro degree, what it means is that the credits that you get, you're able to transfer it to your school that you are going to in Europe. That is one pathway. The second pathway is the employability pathway. What the European Commission is saying is that over the next 5 to 6 years, we are seeing a gap of over 12 million in these cloud and cybersecurity, very relevant skills currently. So what it means is that this program has come to now get people ready, people to employed by either Microsoft partners remotely or Microsoft partners hybrid. So what it means is anybody that takes advantage of this program, we've been told by Microsoft, by the white paper, that minimum 60% of everybody that goes through this program has opportunity to be employed by any of the partners.
That's very interesting, and I'm happy about the programs you mentioned, and it rings a bell into the 1 million coders program that was launched some months back. How is this embedded in that? What's the connection?
So I'm glad you are asking this because we've looked at the 1 million coders white paper and then what they seek to do. We believe strongly that this particular Microsoft micro degree is a perfect fit for the 1 million coders program because it solves 2 problems. And I believe every government is looking at employment. And this one is a clear pathway to employment, no 2 ways about it. And it doesn't cost because it's subsidized by the European Education Commission. What it means is that every student is paying just 20% the difference is paid by the European Commission.
Oh, great.
Yes, just to ensure that the manpower is adequately tooled. Yes, they need the people, but in solving their problems is also helping us.
Yeah.
Where over a period, we also have a large pool of very, very well digitally minded, digitally trained people.
Yeah.
And eventually we could be like the India of Africa, which is good news. Why? Because we have, yes, we have, the pool. And that pool also allows for all kinds of things to come in, all kinds of companies to say, okay, the people are here, we can take advantage of them. Now, I know people who are doing a lot of remote functions. This program would allow for more people to get access to remote functions. And there's no way, cloud and cyber, and this is Microsoft. Somebody was asking, so what's the difference between what you guys are doing and what somebody else is doing? For me, at the fundamental level, is EU and Microsoft. The certificates are Microsoft certificates. All the modules, you get your badges, and then you get a final certificate for Microsoft. Wow. This goes into LinkedIn as a badge for the employment structure. And then the portal that runs it is called Educamo. It's an LMS platform. It's the biggest LMS platform in the world. So they also have access to put student badges there and forward directly to global HRs. And then HR can now contact the student. So this is a well thought out ecosystem to ensure that anybody that comes out has value.
So when it comes to STEM education in Ghana, there is always a gap. There's always this gender inequality. Even this morning, I'm not seeing a woman with you. It is two men.
Yeah.
So what are you also doing to, bridge this gap? Are you going to engage more females, or it is just open to just men?
Okay, so it's open to everybody.
Everybody.
But the European Commission was also very particular about the gender nuances.
Yeah.
That, hey, there's a gap. So in filling the big gap, let's give some access to women. So yes, there are some scholarships and some arrangements for girls to take advantage of this.
We'll talk about the scholarships available, but you haven't said anything since you came. How does this benefit the ordinary Ghanaian, to a layman's understanding, anyone watching us? How does it benefit us?
Yeah, so this program is going to create an ecosystem of IT professionals and IT enthusiasts around the country. A course like the AI developer is going to enable students and professionals to be AI enabled.
Okay.
You can use AI to develop applications. If you're an architect, if you are a clothes designer and fashion designer and all those things. It enables you to use AI for many applications. And so, in fact, these programs are going to enable learners, in fact, to be compliant in many ways in their various workplaces. Whether you are professionals, you are a professional who wants to upskill, or you are a student who want to finish and get a job in Ghana or outside the country.
Interesting. Now, lastly, you come back to tell us the qualification, who is qualified to be a member of this. But let's talk about the sponsorship or scholarship and also payments plan. How is it going to be? You mentioned 20% briefly. Yeah. Okay,
so the maximum at this point for any of the programs is $480 in its local equivalent.
Oh, okay.
And the real cost of the program is in excess of $2,000 plus, almost $3,000. Oh, okay. So the student pays that one, then Microsoft now enables the funding. Oh, okay. Now, as we speak now, Ghana's funding, we have about 6.4 million euros already allocated for Ghana.
Oh, okay.
And that is already signed, set, cast in stone. Okay. Now, for people are asking, okay, can I pay in installments? These are things that is on a need case-by-case basis. Yeah. The possibilities are there, but it's on a case-by-case basis, yes.
So they should just get all the necessary information on your website. Yes. So lastly, qualification. What qualifications do I need?
SHS students, in fact, it can even go down to GHS students.
Oh, okay.
SHS students and graduates, first degree holders, or university students.
Okay.
People who have just finished school and are working and want to upskill.
Okay.
Those days that we finished school and we're learning Word and Excel. If you were in those moments, this is the time for you to upskill.
Okay.
So these courses are there for you to learn and be able to work in just any environment.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Sorry, let me add this one.
Okay.
We are doing technically like an introduction to the market today at 1 p.m. on Zoom. It's a webinar.
Okay.
They can call these numbers or WhatsApp these numbers to be able to join if they want to be a part of it. 020 600 3076, 020 600 3067. So 600 3076, 600 3067 reverse. You can WhatsApp these numbers and then get more information. We are inviting everybody to be a part of the Zoom. Okay. It's a big capacity Zoom. Yeah. 5,000 people can be on it. Join, hear more about the program, get to meet the partners from Europe, get to meet the partners from Microsoft, and then let's take this.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Chumesi
and Ellie. Okay, so they just quickly pass through to give us what they have. I hope you've learned something. And so don't forget to join the Zoom at 1 p.m. today and learn more about this program. We'll take this break. When we come back, our guest for the discussion with regards to sickle cell is ready. You're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. I am Miriam Abena Adede. Now it is time for us to have our conversation that has to do with sickle cell. Today we are just sharing an inspiring story of an advocate, someone who lives with the disease itself, and he's going to tell us how he's been able to survive throughout his years and, you know, educate us in all ways. He also has a foundation. He'll be talking about that. And so you have to stay glued with our sickle cell warriors. I mean, inspiring stories of resilience. That's the topic for today. I have with me Mr. David Habib Akande. I've mentioned your secret name.
Yeah, it was not a secret name, actually.
It's not.
Not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for hosting me.
Yeah, so we are still in September. Today is 30th.
Yes.
We decided to end the month with sickle cell awareness because it's actually the month where we do much with the awareness and all that. We are happy to have you here. Now, share with us how you've gone through your life, your journey as someone living with sickle cell.
Okay. Thank you for the question. So I'm excited to be here, and then especially because it's the Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we've been advocating so much since the month began, and there's like a good note to end it. And the journey hasn't been all smooth since the beginning because I grew up with it. And I had to navigate my way, even not knowing what exactly it was until I grew up later. And, growing up without even knowing what you are living with, you feel you are very weak, you get stigmatized. And then because of that, you want to be in your shell, you can't come out of your shell. But ever since I got to know what exactly it was, how you can maneuver around it, I came out from my shell, and then it's been amazing since then. Yeah.
So how did you get to know that you had sickle cell?
So, growing up, you have countless hospital visits.
Okay.
So you ask yourself, what exactly is wrong? So I didn't know I had sickle cell. There's something called rheumatism. Okay. So it affects the joints whenever you are in pain, it gets cold, you expose your joint to the weather and all of it. So all along, I thought I had like something called rheumatism, not knowing it's sickle cell rheumatoid. So there's sickle cell arthritis and rheumatism, which always affects the joints and affects you when you're in crisis. So that was what I thought I had until they explained to me that it was sickle cell. And then what sickle cell exactly is that sickle cell is the biggest genetic disorder disease in the world. Yeah, with over 300 babies being born every year with it. And what it is that your normal red blood cell, it's not like everybody's own. Everybody's own is concave, is circle, but the sickle cell is like a sickle-shaped one, banana. So it doesn't carry as much oxygen as it's supposed to. And then it doesn't last longer like how the normal one lasts. The normal one lasts for 120 days. That's about 3 months. But the sickle cell lasts for 20 days. Meaning that after every 20 days, the body is under pressure to generate a red blood cell, which is even not strong enough to carry oxygen. So whenever the weather changes, whenever you do something you are not supposed to do, you realize that you are getting affected because already enough oxygen is not going through your body. Yes.
So back in secondary school, our science education, we have these genotypes. They tell you that AS matches AA, AS matches AS. Doesn't match AS. Yes or no?
When you are there are about 3 main types, but actually it's about 5. Okay. So there is AA, there is AS, there is SS, there's SC, and there's CC. Okay. Yeah, so AA means that there's nothing really wrong with your red blood cell. Yeah. And then you can actually live any life, marry someone, anyone you want to. But if you are AS and you are going to marry someone who is also AS, there is a high and there's a 50% chance that you easily give birth to someone who is a sickle cell. And in order to avoid all of this, we encourage that people should rather look for someone who is AA.
Okay.
So that we can avoid all of this, because it can be avoided. Yes. And then SS is a no to just marry anyone with who is AS or SC or CC or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So whatever they taught us in school was actually true. But some of us are ignorant or stubborn. That's why.
So I know you have this kind of spiritual background. You are a pastor, like, yeah. So I want to ask you this. We've gotten to a point where people are normalizing, bringing in spirituality when it comes to genotype matches.
Yeah.
So you meet a partner who is highly spiritual, yet maybe SS, and you ask him to go and run a test so you can see if you're compatible.
Yeah.
And he tells you that, no, God created me, and so nothing will happen to us if we get married. What do you make of this perception?
So it's good to be spiritual, but it's also good to walk in wisdom. Actually, if we are talking about spiritual things, we are talking about faith, hope, all of those things. But this is where we are talking about science, where your body makeup has been told to you that it is AA or SS or this. So the smartest thing to do is to go according to it. And then, but people usually become so spiritual about it and then enter into a relationship or a marriage where they've been advised strongly. And then they always spend their time in the hospital trying to, take care of their children, all their resources going there. I think the best thing is that you can have faith, but just walk in a wise way by just marrying the right person or having an affair with the right person.
And so you'd admonish people to go through the testing process before marriage.
Exactly. I strongly stand by that. Yeah, I strongly stand by that.
Interesting. So let's look at some of the challenges you've had to, maneuver your way through this whole sickle cell period. Let's look at some of the challenges.
So one thing about sickle cell is that you can wake up one day and then you encounter a new challenge. So sickle cell, wherever blood flows through or goes through in the body, is a place where sickle cell can affect. Okay. So sickle cell doesn't just affect your joints, it affects your eyes, your brain. It can even cause a stroke. It can even cause you to be blind. It can cause you to be disabled. So the challenges is that sometimes, like right now, I don't walk straight since 2021 because I had a pain in my hip bone. And I thought I didn't sleep well. And I went for X-ray. They couldn't really tell what exactly it was until 2 years later when they could see something and said it's called avascular necrosis, which means that there's lack of blood supply to the joint, to the hip joint. And it's making me walk in a very funny way. So the challenges is that sometimes it makes you insecure. And that insecurity is what generates the stigmatization. And which makes people like to stay in their shell and not come out to be great. But I've realized that any challenge that comes, I use it as a stepping stone to get into another place.
Interesting. So how have you used your challenges as a stepping stone in your life? Because I know you are doing so many things. So walk us through some of the things to just encourage anyone watching us who is also in the same situation.
Beautiful. So the best thing that I've ever used my challenge to do is to advocate for sickle cell needs and things. So, and then I've institutionalized it by creating a foundation called One Desire Foundation, where advocacy and awareness is our key mandate. And then One Desire is actually 1 year old, but I've been advocating for sickle cell for quite a long time now. And then the good thing is that we've been doing senior high school outreaches, and whenever I go, students come to me or my team telling them that, they didn't know from whatever we've said and however they feel the pain and when they go through crisis, they didn't know that that's what it means to have sickle cell. So it's bringing more awareness, it's bringing people to know how to handle or take care of themselves better. And I think this challenge is what I've used to
I think
start the
you're
foundation.
seeing pictures of that on our screens.
Yeah, so this was when we went to this Accra Academy. The one before was Laboni Senior High School. Yes. So yeah, there's Laboni Senior High School.
And so far,
And
how has it been for you? Like, are you seeing any success
Yeah.
yet? Okay.
Yeah, but I think I'm seeing, but it can be scaled up.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be scaled up because, one of the dearest things on my heart is blood donation drives. Because when, the sickle cell is, I said before that it lasts for 20 days.
Yeah.
So whenever someone is in crisis, the best things that can get them out from crisis is whenever they are transfused with blood. And one of the saddest things is that Ghana has, according to the WHO, Ghana World Health Organization, Ghana has like a target of 300 liters or pints of blood that they have to hit, and we've never hit it.
Oh, okay.
And blood alone is not just for sickle cell patients; it's for pregnant women, it's for those who have accidents, it's for cancer patients. Like it does a lot, and because most of the treatments is things that deal with the blood. One of the things I want to drive is blood donation exercises. And then that's the challenge I've been facing. Whenever I go to the senior high schools, they bring in the PTA, which is a fair thing, but like the back and forth is too much to even want to continue such a thing. But so far, we've been able to do 2 blood donation exercises in the senior high school and then 1 for a community, which we did last week on the 20th of September, last 2 Saturdays. Yeah.
But does that not put stress on you, like considering the fact that some people will just stay in their rooms because they don't want to attract more harm to, because they are in this situation, they feel limited, they feel restricted, and they don't want to put pressure on themselves. But you are going out. Is that not a problem for you?
So I've learned how my body is.
Okay.
I know when I have to sit down and relax. I know when it's a bit too much. Okay. I know when I have to do more. And then also I've learned how to work with a team.
Okay.
So most of the things I do is I just approve of it. So my team will come that, we're thinking that we should do this. Oh, this is a good idea. Oh, okay, no, let's do it this way. Okay, let's all go here. So the team have taken most of the load off me. Yeah. And then because of that, I don't feel so stressed.
I needed clarity on that so that if a sickle cell patient is also watching us, the person doesn't just get up, starting a foundation and it's all over the place before we realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, we went to pay homage to, it's called Nanesi Duka, may her soul rest in peace. She had one of the biggest sickle cell NGOs in Ghana. Yeah. 35 years. She passed away, I think, early part of this month. And tomorrow is actually a funeral at Perez Chapel, 8 to 11 a.m. And when we went to pay homage, one of the things a big sister told me is that life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So I should take my time and then do life. And it has really resonated with me because looking at Nanesi's life, she really did a lot, and she's really caused a lot of impact. So just to encourage someone also living in sickle cell wants to be an advocate, learn how to work with a team, learn how to prioritize your time, and learn how to listen to your body so that you don't overstress it.
Okay, so when it comes to situations like this, we know families and friends also have a role to play.
Yeah.
In your case, how supportive?
Oh, very supportive.
Have they been?
Unless they don't know, they will show up right now. Unless they don't know, they will show up. And that's one thing that has really kept me going. So even when I go on hospital visits and they visit me, they don't even feel like I'm in pain because just them being around brings some sort of, comfort, which seems to take their pain away. So friends and family are very supportive. And then parents are also very supportive, but sometimes it gets overwhelming because of the financial pressure and everything. And then they feel like, sorry to say, like in tree, so sometimes when the child is even going through pain, there's some of the people telling me, some of the sickle cell warriors telling me, when they are going through pain, they are not able to even express their pain because they feel like they know that it's going to be a financial burden to their parents. And because of that, and we instead of receiving the care and then the support, they feel attacked that we are bringing loss to the family or are bringing the burden to the family, so they can't actually, speak about it.
So sad. But this is a lifestyle segment of the show. So let's look at some of the lifestyle practices you as an individual, indulge in so that we can advise our viewers.
Yeah.
What do you do on a normal basis? What do you do?
Everyone,
How do you live your life?
Yeah, everyone who knows me knows that I don't take anything. I don't take cold water. Anything
Cold
cold.
water?
No, at all. Because once you take cold water, it makes your system. Our system is already hot inside, and then temperature affects the way the red blood cells expand or contract each other. So whenever you take cold water, it makes the red blood cell contrast, and then it makes it so sticky it doesn't even flow through the blood cells. So as there's no flow, it means there's no oxygen. Then you get to experience pain. Another thing that I do is that I take water a lot, and I don't take cold. And I always go around with a jacket.
Okay.
So at my office space, I have a jacket. In church, even in church, I have a jacket somewhere.
Aside a suitcase.
No, no, sorry.
Sorry, the suit.
Yeah, no, I don't usually wear a suit in church. Yeah, actually dress casual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have like a jacket somewhere. Everywhere I usually wear a lot, I have a jacket. Just in case one day I just walk out and I forget a jacket, and then the weather starts changing. So some of the lifestyle that I just take water a lot. I don't take anything chill.
What kind of foods do you eat in the morning? Do you
With
go
that-
gobe, wache, like?
With that, when it comes to food, I don't do well. I'm not the best person to talk about. So last week we had our event. We had like a fireside type of conversation. One of the people I brought is called Nanama Dramina. She's a dietitian, registered dietitian. So she spoke more about it. I was supposed to sit down and concentrate, but because it's the event, I had to also move around. So I couldn't really. But I try to eat healthy. Yeah. But water is my priority.
I'm still interested. I want to know, do you eat banku?
I eat every food.
Every food?
Every food.
You eat meat, like chicken?
Yes, I eat chicken. There are some things I think sickle cell disease patients are not supposed to eat. But I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn. I forget. So I'm not the best person to answer this.
Okay,
but I don't have any allergies or any triggers when I eat some particular type of.
Oh, okay. Do you exercise?
I walk a lot.
You walk a lot.
Yeah.
But is it advisable to exercise as a sickle cell?
You are not supposed to stress yourself too much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's advised you exercise, but not stress your body. When you have to listen to your body, know your body, so that when you're exercising and you feel like it's too much, you have to stop. If you don't stop, you fall sick.
Okay.
Yeah, anything that you would go the extra mile, you would fall sick right away. Yeah.
Okay. Do you get into relationships? Do you
Yeah.
have a girlfriend?
For now, no.
Are you not scared of broken hearts?
I've learned how to, check for some things before I move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I will not fall in love before I find out somebody's genotype.
Oh, okay.
And then otherwise, it makes you either stubborn or broken-hearted.
Yeah.
So I just make sure that like the path is clear before I move. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know when it comes to sickle cell, there's always this kind of discrimination. Stigma.
Yeah.
How do you handle these things?
When I was speaking at fair, I was saying that I was always in my shell because I actually didn't know what it was. So I thought I was somebody who just falls sick a lot. But getting to know it was sickle cell, I realized that it's not something that's my fault, first of all. Secondly, there's a way I can live to make the best out of whatever I'm doing. So because of that mindset, I was able to come out from the stigmatization and then live a normal life. Whatever people do, I can also do it.
Oh,
yeah, whatever someone achieves, I can also achieve it. And then by the grace of God, I'm also doing well.
You're doing
Yeah.
well. Yeah. So yesterday when I spoke with you, you mentioned that you had a class, you have a presentation this morning.
Yeah, this evening.
This evening.
Yeah, in class.
You also work,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
You also have a
Fundraiser.
foundation
And I
all
volunteer
that.
many things, and I'm also
So,
a leader in church.
yeah, Pastor. So how do you balance, all these things, knowing your condition as a sickle cell
Yes.
patient?
So first of all, I know when to prioritize something. And also, I always draw a plan. I'm very meticulous. I know how my tomorrow will even look like. Not like in an exact form, but like I know that 7 a.m. is going to be like this, 8 a.m. is going to be like this. So I've already planned everything. And wherever I need help, I ask for help. And then I get it very quickly. So I don't try and overburden myself with so much work. I take it once at a time. Like even preparing for this interview, I did it this dawn. Yeah. Meanwhile, I knew about it. I knew about it last week. Yeah, but I will not put this week's pressure on myself last week. I have to take it one step at a time. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Have you ever felt like giving up at a point? Because I know how it is to live in this, condition.
Yeah.
Have you at a point thought of like taking your life? I want to end things. My parents are spending a lot of money on me, and this is like my life forever. Have you at a point thought of that?
Not with that mindset. No. You know how like there's always ups and downs in life. I mean, that's how it is. I've not really, I think that thought has come to me just once back in JHS.
And why did you think of that?
No, because the pain was too much.
Okay. It was the pain.
Yeah, it was the pain. No.
Okay.
It was the pain. The pain I was currently going through. It was too much to the point that it seemed like it was never ending. And I was like, no, I can't live this kind of life. It was too much for me. I just felt like, no, this one, I can't.
How is the pain like?
The pain.
Does it, like, do you feel it in your tummy, your head, your body?
Wherever you have a joint, you feel it there.
You feel it there.
So you can feel it from here, this side, your chest, your wrist, your elbow, your knees, the waist, the whole waist, your whole chest, everywhere you can feel it. And then it's too much. Yeah. And I heard that it's painful than pregnancy. I've heard it countless times. Yeah. I can't say because
I'm just feeling for you.
Oh, don't worry. Me, I've been able to adjust myself by the grace of God and know how to go about things. So I hardly face any crisis. My last major crisis was 2 years ago. And with that one, I don't really know what I did wrong. But the one before 2019, that made me change a lot of things about like even not drinking cold water or even cold drink, whatever. That one was that one I knew what landed me there. It was I was not living a very healthy life. Yeah.
Okay. And I've mentioned it over and over that you're a pastor. What role does spirituality play in this, or your faith play in this? Did you venture into that because of your condition, or you just wanted to serve God?
I think one way or the other, whenever you have a calling on your life, it starts when you are very young. So when I was young, even before I got to know that I was actually living with sickle cell, I was living it, but I didn't know.
Okay.
I just knew that I had a calling one way or the other. And then God has a way of unraveling everything. And at the right time, I mean, He put me in that place to also become like a shepherd for people, to be there for people, listen to people, support them, pray with them, pray for them, all of those things. And then it plays a role. It plays a role. Praying and everything, I feel, has caused me to be much more healthy. Because sometimes I go to the sickle cell clinic and I feel like I don't even belong here because I feel I'm okay, I feel fit. But when I even see the other people, I feel like they are struggling. And all of those things. Yeah. And sometimes people look at me and say from the first time they got to know me, they didn't think that I was someone living with sickle cell, and all of those things.
I even wanted to ask, back in school, primary, JHS, secondary school, did you at a point feel indifferent? Like you felt different from the other students, or were you treated different in terms of management?
SHS, yes.
SHS. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
yes,
did that affect you in any way?
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
No, I was treated different in a special way.
In a special way?
Yes.
Oh, yours was good. So I just want to give you the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to advise schools, on how to handle students with sickle cell.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
So my advice to schools is that people living with sickle cell are not like anyone else. That's the first mindset that everyone should know. The staff, teachers, the headmasters, senior housemasters, all of those things. Because when they are stressed, they will fall sick. And then I know one guy, when I was in Form 3, one guy came, was a sickle cell patient, and he's passed away, unfortunately. And he, whenever you are giving stress to someone who is living with sickle cell, it causes them to have repeated crisis. And whenever it's repeated like that, it affects the oxygen saturation level. That's the way they breathe.
Okay.
It also affects their blood level. And when these two things are down and proper care is not given, there is no way they can survive. So I think to the staff of the schools, they should actually look out for people who have sickle cell, and then give them a special kind of treatment. If they need to rest, if they need to miss class sometimes. It's better because their health is what will keep them going and not the daily activities in school.
Now let's look at parents too. An advice to parents who would say that what would you say to them?
My advice to parents is that they should be understanding. And it's not like they are deciding to choose the pain. The pain is so excruciating that they will not want to even choose it for a second. So if they are going through it, the best they can do is to comfort them and just be there for them and seek for support elsewhere if they can't provide for their medicals and everything. So people are ready to support. They should just reach out.
Thank you so much. Now, do you have any upcoming project with your foundation?
So currently, no. The main project was September Sickle Cell Awareness Month, where we had lots of awareness programs, both online and in person. And our biggest one was on the 20th September. It was actually a fundraiser charity car wash project, where we had a lot of people came to donate blood. People came to check their genotype, where we checked for the first 50 for free. And then we had a discussion where we had Dr. Mary from International Sickle Cell Center to speak about sickle cell. We had Daniel Debe, she's a genetic counselor, to come and talk to people. And then, we raised some money where we'll be going to do a project in a community to screen newborn babies till 5 years old. In a community in December. We are yet to choose the community, but we'll keep everybody updated.
But I know it won't be here in Accra, right?
No, not be Accra. No, Accra has many privileges, so you have to take it outside Accra.
Okay, so your last words.
My last words is that get to know your genotype so you don't make a mistake and bring in someone to the world who will come and suffer. So know your genotype and make the right decisions. Thank you.
He's referring to you, Kwame, Kojo. You've not checked your genotype. Please do so you don't also make a mistake. Thank you so much, Mr. David Habib Akande.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. It's a privilege. Now, that's all we have for you on the Lifestyle segment. Let's do some birthdays.
I heard today was your birthday. I heard today was your birthday.
And you're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. Who is our first birthday celebrant for today? So we have, this is from Andy to Baron. He's saying, a happy birthday, bro. I wish you the very best in this journey in life. Cheers to more grace and success. This is from Andy to Baron. And we also have this from Marcelo. And he says, warmest birthday wishes to my boss, Mr. Daniel Awuni Tete, Director of football at Legacy Rise Sports. May your special day bring you more blessings. Yeah, and you're welcome back. That's all we have for you on the birthdays. Now, Benedict Nketia Kwate and James Tay will be joining me, shortly. Let's take this sports break. I will be back shortly. So you're welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. I have Benedict Nketia Kwate and James Tay Bernard joining me, and we are going to have our sports discussing shortly. But they are both losers. I mean, Manchester United and Chelsea.
Point of correction.
I'm not a
United fan.
You're not a United.
I'm not a Chelsea fan.
Okay, so
yeah, I support the best team in the world.
Which is
Barcelona. FC Barcelona.
It's
a point of correction. He is a Chelsea fan.
I think you're even going to mention Manchester City.
No, not at all. Is he wearing black?
We are still the world champions. We are
Chelsea.
still the world champions.
So what's happening?
Yes, Mimi, thank you very much. Thank you very much, our viewers. And as usual, this is the best morning show when it comes to getting to know what's trending around the world. In our country, Ghana, and of course internationally. And we are bringing you the sports update segments. Yes, and today we are diving straight to our universities. We had an inter-university sports competition here in Ghana among the universities, and then UDS emerged the winners. Congratulations to them, and then they went out to play for in the local league. They emerged winners, and then they traveled out all the way to China to play to contest internationally. So World Universities Championship was held, and just over the weekend, UDS emerged the champions. They won by 2-1. So that's what's showing on our screens. This is the highlights of the game. This is when we considered against. Yes. So it was a stinker by the defender, unfortunately, and then we were down by a goal. It was playing. I think it was in the dire minutes of the competition. That was when we equalized onto the extra minutes. We scored the final. That was a corner kick, and then the skipper was able to convert the corner into the post.
So I hope our local teams are scouting.
Yes, very well.
Scouting,
very well.
And then even our national team. And our James, you've not gotten there yet.
No, I mean, some people are saying, we should bring them to our various national teams under 20, under 23, and if looking at their ages, some of them are more than 20 years. So I think maybe our under 23s or maybe the local Black Stars, that one will be perfect. But then, it's good. For the first time in our history, UDS has made us very, very, very proud, and we are proud of the guys. They did very, very well. Playing against Brazil is always a tough one. Playing against Brazil is always a tough one, and it reminds us of 2009 when we scored them to lift the World Cup, the U20 World Cup. So kudos to the guys. They did very, very well. So to our second story, Greater Accra Regional Division 2 League, the Soccer Belt Division 2 League will commence this weekend, and we went behind the scenes at New Life Football Academy's training ground to see how prepared they are ahead of the league.
I would say preparation has been good. As you can see today, we've got the numbers and then we are still training. We are hoping for the best for this season. Last season, we had some difficulties. We have some players who have to move out, and we had some new faces. So now we've got some of them who are now good with the league now, I would say, because now we've got experience because they played last season. Because last season we had a lot of new faces to the team, so that's the reason why we're struggling. But I think this season is going to be good, even though we've got some young talents who are going to bring into the team as well. But I think we're going to do very well this season. We've got like a lot of young talents, so we just need the experienced guys to help them out. So that's the reason why we bring in some of the experienced guys. But as you can see, some of them have been playing in the league already. Some of them too have got experience to face the Division 1, and then they are here just to revive their career. So sometimes you just see a player here, it's not just like just bringing in to play the league, but bringing them here to just revive their career and then make sure they go to the top again. I'll urge all my fans and then our supporters that this time around they will see a different new life. So they should come in their numbers and give us the maximum support that we need and push the team to the top. Yeah, I would say new life is just about developing talent and moving them outside the country. So that is our target this season as well, to move most of the boys outside.
It's work on a lot of things that this season we are fully expecting that we can win the league this season. Some of them just came in, so they are just trying to know each other. We are also working on ourselves, pushing everyone to get to the standard. It was very hard for us last year, so we didn't do well. It's very bad last season, but this season is okay.
Yeah, so this is one of the clubs that have been exporting much players to Europe, and I mean one of their players have naturalized for Slovakia. He was invited last 2 weeks to feature in their national break. So I think Clock TV, we've taken upon ourselves that we are going to promote the juvenile league. Most of the media houses are doing the Ghana Premier League Division 1 and then the Black Stars, but we've taken upon ourselves that we are going to promote the juvenile one. That's where all the materials are. Where all the materials are. So
I think it's a right step in the way, because for the players out there, they all started from somewhere. And looking at our juvenile leagues and juvenile teams, the players, the young men are doing very well. They are very much invested in their craft. So I think we can help them by promoting them and then equipping them with whatever they need. But Mimi, far from that, I'm an advocate for our women's league, our women's football. So over the weekend, last Sunday, I came to the Accra Sports Stadium to watch our Black Princesses face on, play a game against Tunisia. That was the under 20 World Cup qualifiers. Over the month, we played them back in Tunisia and then we won 2-0. So this was a return league, and then the Tunisians were on the verge of winning because they had a lot to lose because they lost back at home. So they wanted to really win this weekend. But then of course, with the good tactics of our team and then our coach, the ladies were able to emerge winners again. So they won by 2-0 against the Tunisians. So the first half was a goal down to Tunisia. It was a back and forth game. It was very thrilling because watching the ladies play against Tunisia, you realize that the Tunisians were very ready for the game. They were competing on a higher note, but of course our tactics were better than them. And over the second half, we were able to equalize and then take the lead. So on aggregate, we won by 4-0. I don't know, James, if you have something to say about the women's league.
I mean, it's good. I mean, this very FA has done really well when it comes to women football. The local league, the Women's Premier League, the Division 1 league, they've added more vibes into it. So, I mean, it's good for us. We are just hoping to qualify to the World Cup proper.
Yeah, so we are playing South Africa in our next qualification matches. That is hopefully next month going?
Well, for me, it has always been the concern as to whether they are being motivated enough, whether they are being compensated enough as compared to the males, like the guys. I mean, when it comes to football, the concentration, the focus is mostly on the guys, leaving the ladies. And so we should also look at that so that they'll be motivated to win more matches for us.
Yeah, I think in US, if I'm not mistaken, in US, I mean, it is, they have this, that whatever amount they are going to pay the men when it comes to the national duty, they are going to same amount of money to their women's side. But here in Ghana, I mean, we are now starting up. I mean, it will take time. It will take a little bit of time. I mean, their FA is really doing very, very well in there. So, I mean, we'll get there.
Over in some of our past stories, I don't know if you remember, I spoke about President Mahama investing some money into our league. So it's part of the long-term plan, especially for the women's football. It's part of the long-term plan. So we'll get there. We'll get there. There is much more concentration on the women's football now. So it's a good step in the way. Hopefully we'll see the reflection in their results. And maybe let me take you to the Champions League, Europe football. So this week we have some matches that are coming up in Europe. The European football, football lovers out there, you know that this week, that is Tuesday, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then on Thursday we have some games coming up. For today we have a few of them. We have Atalanta playing Club Brugge, Karat Almaty hosting Real Madrid, who lost on Saturday. Let me remind viewers, Real Madrid lost against Atletico Madrid 5-2, sorry. And then Atletico Madrid playing against Eintracht Frankfurt, Bodo Glimt hosting Tottenham, Chelsea hosting Benfica, Galatasaray hosting Liverpool, Inter Milan hosting Slavia Prague, Olympique Marseille hosting Ajax, Paphos hosting Bayern Munich. That's the games for today. We have other games for tomorrow and then on Thursday. I really want to touch on any match, but the games for today, I think we have a Chelsea fan here who is interested in the game they are playing today. I don't think there's something to say.
Yeah, I mean, Jose Mourinho is coming back to Stamford Bridge for the third time. I mean, but now he's coming as a coach of Benfica. I mean, we all know Jose Mourinho has been the brains behind Chelsea in these recent times. And I mean, we lost our first match against Bayern Munich, and we are just hoping that this time we are going to win. I mean, Benfica, we've always been beating Benfica. We've not lost against Benfica before. So I think today Chelsea is going to prove a point. Chelsea is going to prove a point.
We can't wait.
Yes. So, Mimi, I think that's it for the sports.
Mimi, I know you've touched on that, but before we go, I mean, I want to wish my boss, Mr. Daniel Awuni Tete, glorious happy birthday. He's the director of football for Legacy Rise Sports. I mean, that's Sharaf Mohammed's,
boss, manager.
Yeah, he's the boss of Legacy Rise, Sharaf Mohammed.
Okay.
And then Awuni is the head of director of football for that same. I mean, he's currently in Ivory Coast. Helping out with the black satellite in the Waffle Zone B tournament. I wish him a very, very happy birthday. I mean, I thank him for all the opportunities that he has been giving me.
All right. Thank you so much, James Tay Bernard and Benedict Ekiti-Akwating, for bringing us everything sports, this morning on the Koko Digest Morning Show. Peter Insia is on standby to take us into the world of sports right after that business. Hey, what's happening today? I'm not a Chelsea fan and things are happening to me like this. So yes.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Business Update segment on the Koko Digest Morning Show. My name is Peter Insia. Now to our stories. The Bank of Ghana has stepped in with one of its biggest dollar interventions in recent months, offering $300 million through a 7-day forward auction to help stabilize the cedi. Market figures show commercial banks took up $243 million of the offer at rates between 12 cedis 15 pesos and 12 cedis 40 pesos to the dollar. Some banks believe the central bank's move will keep the cedi steady in the coming days.
Trading, however, remains quiet, with only $4 million exchanged on September 24th. The local currency is currently trading at 12 cedis 35 pesos to the dollar on the interbank market. The intervention comes after President John Dramani Mahama recently disclosed that the central bank had scaled back routine interventions to balance market needs. At the last Monetary Policy Committee briefing, Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama also gave assurance that banks have sufficient dollar reserves to meet demand. In August, the Bank of Ghana sold $737 million through spot and forward auctions, about 18% less than the over $900 million sold in July. Analysts say this is a part of a strategy to reduce reliance on central bank support. Despite recent depreciation pressures, the cedi slide has slowed in recent weeks, and the bank is confident that the fresh inflows will further stabilize the currency. The director of research at the bank, Dr. Philip Abredu Otu, explained that regulatory measures are already improving liquidity. Mining companies are now required to channel their foreign exchange earnings through local banks, while remittance inflows have picked up. He added that Koko inflows and donor support expected later this year should also provide a major boost. According to the bank, these measures will go a long way in easing pressure on the foreign exchange market.
Away from the cedi stabilization, government's attempt to raise funds through Treasury bill fell short last week as investor demand weakened. Fresh data from the Bank of Ghana shows the Treasury secured 3.46 billion cedis, well below 5.58 billion cedi target. That left a shortfall of about 2.11 billion cedis, representing a 37.5% under subscription.
The 91-day bill attracted the most interest, with almost all of the 2.66 billion cedis tendered being accepted. The 182-day bill followed closely, recording 695 million cedis accepted from 705 million submitted. The 364-day note, however, saw just 116 million cleared out of 119 million tendered. Analysts blame the weak performance on tight liquidity within commercial banks after the central bank's open market operation soaked up nearly 19 billion cedis before the auction. They also point to a continued lack of strong appetite for T-bills. The shortfall nudged interest rates higher. The 91-day bill rose slightly to 10.50%, and the 182-day increased to 12.39%, and the 364-day notes edged up to 12.89%. This week, government is targeting 3.71 billion cedis in its next auction.
And on to our last story, the World Bank is urging Ghana to move away from its repeated dependence on IMF loan-supported programs and take bold steps to achieve long-term economic transformation. In its latest policy note titled Transforming Ghana in a Generation, the bank stressed that while IMF-backed programs provide short-term relief, they fall short of delivering sustainable microeconomic stability. It pointed out that Ghana's past challenges have stemmed from weak governance, fiscal indiscipline, and over-reliance on natural resources.
According to the report, Ghana has the potential to sustain growth above 6.5% and triple its per capita income by 2050 if it pursues bold reforms. The World Bank outlined 4 key areas for transformation: restoring macro-financial stability, boosting productivity and job creation, sustainably managing natural resources while building resilience in agriculture and infrastructure, and reinforcing governance. The bank recommended stronger revenue collection, better expenditure management and reforms in critical sectors such as energy and cocoa to reduce fiscal risk. It also emphasized the need for an improved business environment, greater investment in education, health and social protection, and stronger anti-corruption measures to restore public trust. The World Bank says Ghana now has a unique opportunity to leverage its natural and human capital for broad-based and inclusive growth and avoid falling into the middle-income trap.
And that is all we have for you on the Business Update segment on the Koko Digest Morning Show. Thank you for staying with us. My name is Peter Insia. Up next is the main discussion with Clement Yabankwe. Please do stay tuned.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Koko Digest Morning Show. I am Clement Yabankwe, your host, and today we are going to discuss a very vital conversation about emergency health in Ghana. On Friday, 26 September 2025, 236 community medical first responders graduated from the Asutware Training Center under a joint initiative by the National Ambulance Service and Youth Employment Agency. This marks the first cohort in a nationwide effort to strengthen Ghana's emergency response system. We'll be discussing this today on the show. The question we'll be asking is it really needed? Why this time? We'll be going to look at the kind of training that these people went through. Are they really having a health background? If not, why were they selected? If not, then the necessary training they have actually attained, will they be able to perform the job as we required from them? How are these people going to be deployed to the various communities who are having gaps in terms of emergency responses? And how is National Ambulance Service going to monitor these people in aid of their work as we have actually given them this responsibility? Doing this with me in studio, we have Advanced EMT Fatilani, who happens to be the PRO for Greater Accra Region National Ambulance Service. Good morning, madam.
Good morning, Clement.
Please, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Thank you. You are doing so wonderful. Thank you so much for responding to us. Anytime we call, you are here.
Thank you for calling us. We'll come anytime you call us.
Okay, that's so amazing. We just want to go into the conversation. Friday, successfully, they launched the first batch of community medical first respondents. How do National Ambulance Service welcome this news? Is it a good one?
Okay, I'll answer your question. Yeah, but before I go, I responded to you, so I'll say good morning to all viewers, and then good morning and thank you to my superiors for this opportunity. Acting CEO, Dr. George Kujo Owusu, the National PRO, Mr. Yusuf Kiura, and then my immediate boss, the Regional Administrator, Greater Accra, PAMT Daniel Asari. And they've given me this opportunity to come and speak for the first time in the nation on this, so it's an honor. I thank them. So, yes, coming to today's issue, it's an exciting news. In fact, it's something we've been looking, it's one of the dreams that we've been having as a service. Okay. Because when you look worldwide, World Health Organization, international EMS levels, we have emergency, let's say pre-hospital care personnel in levels. We have first responders. We have EMTs. EMTs are made up of, emergency medical technicians. We have the basic, we have advanced. Then we have paramedics. Then we have paramedic specialists. So you see this order. That's how it's supposed to be. So everybody plays a role when it comes to saving lives pre-hospital, like before the hospital. Okay. So we were having this gap of not having first responders at all in the nation. Okay. So this is a giant step. This is a great news. This is going to really help the service, in fact, achieve one of our greatest dream of reducing casualties, reducing even response time, and also making sure that people are cared for when they are in need on time.
Thank you so much, madam. Before we continue the conversation, during the program, the CEO for Youth Employment Agency made some speech. We just want to take that. Then from there, we continue the conversation.
All right, so.
Okay.
I'm sure that if you were to mark any script presented by the community medical first responders, you will give them 100% based on the display here today. And so I don't need to tell you what the community medical first responders are going to be doing in our community, because they have duly demonstrated their role in our communities. I was born in the north, and I lived up witnessing people die out of petty snake bites, out of normal collapsing, out of petty illnesses that would have been avoided by first responders. And by the time the ambulance service would even arrive at the venue to convey the person to the hospital, either the person had lost a lot of blood or the person had run out of wrong placement and positioning in the medical response. A few months ago, I listened to a speech from, I think, the ambulance service or the fire service, who said the number of prank calls they had received alone had exceeded 5,000 and still counting. Where somebody would just call and say there's an incident here, and when the ambulance service arrives there, they say, oh, now there's someone here, say, who you do. And my brothers and sisters, you have wasted the time of the ambulance service, you have wasted our fuel, and you have wasted the taxpayers' money. And so, even when there's a serious incident and the Ghana ambulance service is called upon, they also start feeling reluctant because they don't know whether the incident is true or not. And this time, that challenge will be resolved because if you want to solve the Ghana ambulance service, you'll be solving the community medical first respondent. Because that person will come to the scene, will manage the situation, and if there's a need for an ambulance, the community medical first respondent will call for.
Thank you so much. I think that was from Malik Basantali. He said there's no need for him to tell us what these people are going to do. But some of us, we don't know. Actually, viewers don't know what community medical first responders is all about. So could you let us understand what it's all about?
Okay. So where he was not speaking at Asuchare.
Okay.
He was speaking at Nkenkenso. That's our training school, National Ambulance Service. That's where our training school is.
Okay.
So the community first responders were trained in 5 different locations. We trained 2,000 at a go at 5 different training centers. Asuchare for military, and then our training school, then immigration training schools and in other regions.
Okay.
So we had them in Asuchare, in Kinkenso, Asin Fusu, in Zibila, and then we had another one in Tepa.
Okay.
They all graduated. They went together the same day, and then they graduated the same day. But the ceremony was held at in Kinkenso. And then Asuchare too had theirs. So that was what you read out. But that's the 200 we were talking about. So all in all, now we have 2,000 community respondents out now waiting to go for station attachment and come out to help. So what have they done? They were trained. They went through, first of all, they were given to go and train under paramilitary trainers. So they have the paramilitary training. That is the basic thing that main thing we've added to them to change their personality or how they are, to perceive how our work is, to be able to understand it, as in the urgency, how you should become, how you should be able to tolerate issues around you, and then discipline too as well. All these things come into our work. It helps us be able to manage situations. Now let's go into the technical aspects of the work. They trained on basic life support. They went through 4 weeks training. Basic life support. They did emergency medical care and then trauma care. Then how to manage a patient and then stabilize a patient in an accident. They also learned mass casualty, how to manage it, triaging, and then they also went through community health training. So you were asking when you were, you started, are they well prepared? Like he said, yes, they have.
Maybe before you go to how prepared they are, I want to know, who are these people? Community medical first respondents. Now we have 2,000 out. Now they are yet to go to attachment before they'll be deployed. Who are these people?
Okay, so they are young people that have been selected from their community. In fact, they came willingly, and then we gave them the opportunity to come and be trained, to go back to their community and support in pre-hospital care. They are supporting the National Ambulance Service to take care of people outside the hospital, manage them, and then send them to appropriate health facilities that they are supposed to be sent to.
Okay. So meaning that their background does not matter when it comes to selection?
When it comes to their selection, it's only the basic requirement was an SHS holder. Somebody who has that SHS certificate to come in. You know, you ask whether they have medical background or that's where you are driving at, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so even at the layman's level, when people are at, in their various institutions, schools, we do go out to train them on first aid and basic life support so that they will take care of anyone around them in their home, in the institution. When there's a situation, they will start care before we come in.
Okay.
They know our protocols, they know what we will do. That is, sometimes we take 2 or 3 days to do that. These people have been taken through 4 weeks, intensive training, in-house. They were not going home and coming. They were there throughout these 4 weeks. They were taken through this, training. They did they did simulations, they did practicals, you understand. So it's not something that we just brought them in and then we are putting them in uniform to go and stand anywhere.
Okay.
In medicine, if you don't know anything at all, don't start, don't try. So they were taken through rigorous training within these 4 weeks to be able to take a basic first needs and basic life support, first aids and basic life support.
Thank you so much, Madam, for such explanation. One would ask, what is the rationale? Why the initiative in the first place? I think you were responding to that earlier, but I still wanted to hit on what is the rationale? Why do you think we need community medical first responders?
Yes, like I started, it's a great news to us because at a point in time, you realize that sometimes you'll be called to a scene, by the time you get there, there's nobody there. Where is the person? They've carried the person. How did they carry it? We don't know. So a life will be lost or something bad will happen to them because the people who carried the person didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
But these people are in to support us because they will be the first people there. That's why they are the first responders.
Okay.
They will be there. They will start management. They will see because they've gone through how they are supposed to even identify what is wrong with the person.
Wow.
You assess the scene. You look out for, if you need further resources, we call for which type of resource you even need, they will know. They know at this point and they will call us to come in at that point. And by the time we get there, they've started intervention. You understand?
Yeah.
You know the vehicles are at various points in the municipalities. By the time we move to a certain place, time, traffic, sometimes we will get there and the issue, there's nothing there happening there. But if the others, like now we have another eye, now we have another hand. Won't you be happy if you
I'll be happy. So do you believe they'll close the gap that we have?
They are going to help us close the gap a lot because they will hold the fort for us. They will start intervention. That's the best part of it. And
That's
what
the best.
we know, it's like when anybody who starts learning starts from the basics.
Exactly.
So you start basic, then someone will come and add someone. Sometimes when they intervene, they take care of the person. And if the person needs transport, when we get there, we just carry the person to the hospital. It will reduce the time that's the person. And when you study first aid, there are 3 P's in first aid.
Okay.
To preserve life, to promote recovery, and prevent further injuries. They are going to help to these 3 things because they will start intervention and it will reduce the casualties tendency of becoming worse. Yes, so it's.
Thank you so much, Madam. Now let's move into the training. You actually touched on it, but I wanted to hold it there. During the release, they were talking about they were going through some 10 models, some program 10 models. Could you walk us through so that viewers would come to the assurance that yes, indeed, these people can really do the work? If I'm bitten or I have an emergency and I'm calling on them, they can really do the work. So could you tell us the training?
All right. So I started mentioning them bit by bit. So I mentioned 5. So under each 5, let's say if they attend 2 models under each, we get 10. So when we talk about basic life support is interventions that you give to someone whose heart is not beating or is not breathing, so that you prevent the person from losing his or her life at that point. And we don't have much time when it comes to that need is there. We have less than 6 minutes to save the person's life. So imagine if the person is down and we have the community first responder there. Yes, it means that we've started something already. So basic life support, we do CPR, we do airway management for that. That is part of CPR, though. And then we do the use of the AED, the automated external defibrillator. Not everybody knows how to use it, but they are trained to know how to use it. They are trained to know how to identify somebody in cardiac arrest. And
I think once you are talking, we have some of the training footages. We would like to take them whilst we talk, so you can go on.
Differentiate between someone who is in cardiac arrest and someone who has just collapsed or has fainted and does not need any chest compressions or any other things. So the basic life support is that there's trauma care. You know, trauma happens when something happens suddenly to somebody, an accident in the factory, at home, at the car park, anywhere, even on the sporting arena. Somebody, they are playing their games in the community and someone gets hurt. Exactly. At that point, there's no physiotherapy assigned to that place to get and take care of it.
That's
so
true.
when they are there, they'll be called to get there to start intervention for. So trauma care comes in there. Then emergency illness, someone suddenly gets ill at home. In the night, you are close by. They call you that this person, especially in the rural areas.
Exactly.
So they know what to do. They know who to call to. So when they get there and they see the situation, they call and they are able to inform. Because they've been trained, they know how to comport themselves, be calm and be able to handle the situation well. People are, in times of emergency, even we who are trained, sometimes we have to step back and calm down and then move forward. So imagine if someone is not trained and there's an emergency. So we have looked at the illness and then preparing for mass casualties. When there's a mass casualty and they are around and they get in first, we do something called triaging. That is when we are able to identify which casualty at that point needs urgent care. So we use color codes, red, we use green, we use yellow, orange to tag the people to know this one is immediate and even black. Instantly. So when you get there, you look at how the person is presenting. So they are trained. They've been trained on that too to be able to identify such things. So when they are able to get there and they tag, when we get there, we know where to go first. You understand? Exactly. And then how to manage the people around it. Oh, don't touch this. Do this. Or help us with this one. And when there's an emergency, like an accident, and they have to move the people from the danger zone or even lift them up, or even if the people will be transported from that place, they don't just carry all of them anyhow and put them in and on the praja. Normally that's what they do. They carry all of them inside. No, because they know what they will splint to prevent the bones from moving around. They've been taught how to do splinting. They've been taught how to be able to stabilize the head of the patient so that the spinal cord is not endangered, because in accidents, any form of crash that is so impactful, we suspect spine injury. You understand?
Thank you so much, man. I think you have more to say on this.
Yes.
But the interesting part is, look at the training you've gone through. Should Ghanaians be so much confident to call the community medical first responders?
Yes, they should. They should. Just as they are confident in calling, because when they call them, they've called us. When they call them, it means that something good is starting with their health. They are getting help immediately. So when they engage them, they are engaging us, and they are reducing their time of being in a state where they are not cared for. Because they start receiving care on time.
Thank you so much for that. When these people are being deployed to their various communities after the training, is there a way to monitor them? Because when someone gets training and the person is not using it, is not working with it, gradually he tends to lose the skills acquired. So is National Ambulance Service, is there a way to monitor these people?
There is. Because in the nature of our work, there's no day we haven't been called for an emergency. and thankfully, every district has an ambulance. These people are found in our districts. So even though they are attached to their zonal council, they are assembly people, they are still attached to stations. Yes, so they work with us. They don't just go on their own. Even their kids will we will manage it alongside. They are not just going to be like you come out from your house and you just go to your post like that. No,
that's
it
the
won't
point.
happen that way.
I'll just be sleeping in the coldest emergency.
No. They are always being briefed. They are always being put on their toes, just as we are. Because we also don't just get up and mount the ambulance and go. When you come in, you do availability. You report for them to know you are there. Your crew is there. You have all equipment ready. If you don't have anything, you let them know that we don't have this, so we can't work. That is when they know you are not there, and necessary help will be given to you. And we do have trainings too, monthly CPD trainings that we do, professional development trainings we do every month. So these people will not be exempted from it. They will not just be left in uniform to just work. No, it doesn't. It will not accomplish the purpose for which they were brought. They need to be refreshed. They need to come into the station to report, to be briefed, to debrief. Whatever happened, we know. We let them know, and then there's communication too as well.
Exactly.
So it's not going to be something that is just train and go and stand somewhere and then you are just there on your own. It won't happen that way.
Thank you so much, Madam. I think it's getting very, very interesting, and I love the conversation. Let's now look at this. If an emergency happened in my community, and I call the community medical first respondent, what should I expect when the person is coming? Will the person come with some toolkits, or he will just come as it is? They will all be given toolkits. Like, you know, they won't work as individuals. It's a teamwork. So wherever you are assigned, you have your toolkits. That's why I said they won't just report and they won't just come from home and go. They will have to report. And then we know what they have and what they don't have. So they have the kits with them. When they are called, they send it there. And you know, most of the time in our work, sometimes we don't need equipment. It's not all the time that we need equipment. Just we can manually stabilize somebody's head with our hands. If we want to splint somebody's leg, we can get cardboard, just straighten them here and then make them comfortable. Just pad it and then tie them around. You know, there are a lot of things around us that we can use to intervene until the ambulance arrives there, because we know what we are supposed to do for the person. So the most important thing is the individual that has been trained, that is present there. But that notwithstanding, they'll be having kits to work with at that time. They use it as and when it's needed. Thank you so much. Let's now get into this. I think this were some of the flyers on the social media platform. That's 2000 CMFR pass out. That's as rightly as you said. We also have another flyer that will display shortly. Producer, let's get the other one. So life-saving national, that's targets, that is 6,000. We are looking at 6,000. And I think you were talking about the fact that the second batch is in training.
Yes.
Another 2,000 in training.
2,000 in training.
That's so amazing. But before we move to this, how will these people be deployed? These trained people, how will they be deployed?
All right. So I mentioned, while I was talking, I mentioned how it's going to be done. So you came from a community. You will go back to your community, but you will not work on your own. And every community you belong to has an ambulance station there. It has an assembly there. So the ambulance station is going to work with the assembly people. We are going to provide them with, they have brought the personnel, let's say from the assembly. That's how I'm saying it. But we are going to make sure that the work in emergency care is done through them.
So does it mean Accra, if I'm at Sotio, and I come from Sotio now and undergone this training, meaning I'll be stationed at Sotio?
You go back to where you came from. It's closer to you. Your people know you. You belong there. You feel belonged there. The people also accept you as their own. So it makes your work easier there more. You understand? Yes. So when it's like going back to give to your own community. Like he mentioned in the video when he was saying that when he was young, someone will even have a snake bite and it will take long for them to even be able to access an ambulance to come there. So imagine I'm in my community, I'm just at home and I'm called to come. I'm just sleeping. I'll just rush there. because it's my duty. Everybody knows me, and everyone knows that now I've been trained to do this. So that we will be called, and I'll go. That notwithstanding, they don't do anything beyond what they have been trained to do.
Don't go beyond
if
that.
They go and it's beyond where they have been trained to, they call for help.
They call for help. Okay. Let me ask this question. How would the National Ambulance Service going to ensure integration? Now, you've made us understand that they are going to work hand in hand with the various districts, officers, and all these people. But how are you, the National Ambulance Service itself, going to ensure that these people are really on the job?
All right. So, just as I told you about they coming for station attachment, I mentioned it.
Yes.
So, you are attached to this station to work. During this time, you are still under training.
Yeah.
After that, if you are deployed and you are asked to come back to this station, to this district, you belong to the district.
Okay.
You belong to that station.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So the station monitors you.
Wow.
So from the top, we have a monitoring department from the top that monitors us as a service wherever we are. So that is how it's going to work. So we are going to work with them, and they are going to professionally display what we have taught them to do, and they do it that way. They will not be left to, like I said, you come, you report, we know you are going, we keep you and you are gone. And we have station managers too in every station that also make sure these people are on the ground working. That is how it is.
We have this comment coming from Prosper from Bujumbura. He says, why don't they go through normal 3 to 6 month training? We hear of for normal training or for normal courses, but choose 4 weeks or 4 weeks for medical practitioners.
Okay, so like, I don't know whether he was listening when I was starting. When you come to EMS, the number of hours you use to train will also determine the number of interventions or what you can do. So before they came in, when you come to National Ambulance Service here now, our basics, those basic EMT, when you are coming in for training, you are trained for 1 year.
1 year.
Then advanced, if you are doing an advanced or you are an advanced officer, you are trained for 2 years. Why? Because you are going to do something that the EMT will not be able to do. You are going to be trained further. So the number of hours they use as EMT is less as compared to the advanced. And then the advanced too uses less hours compared to the paramedics. And the paramedic specialist too uses less time to train compared to the paramedic specialist. So let's say the EMTs are using about, let's say, 100 to 120 hours.
Okay.
Then the advanced will use about, they multiplied by 2.
Okay.
240 to 300. And these people too, I'm talking in hours.
Sure.
So you know I'm talking about contact hours. Let's say, like we say credit hours in the university. So it depends on that. So these people are first responders. They don't need that. When we expand it, it means we are bringing them to be EMTs.
Okay.
And they can graduate in to become EMTs as and when they are working. It means that when they get to a point and they want to join the service and become ambulance personnel, they apply and come in, and then they are trained to become basic EMTs. It means they'll have to go through another 1 year of training before they will become basic EMTs.
Wow.
But at this point, the number of hours or the number of weeks that they were trained is enough for them to practice as first responders. Like I told you, some first responders are trained for only 1 week or 2 weeks. Yes.
You did.
But we wanted to make sure they are well prepared to bring out normally they say they bring out the civilian out of you and put yes, make sure we align them properly.
Okay.
You understand, to what the service does. That's how come we expanded all these things for them.
Okay, so someone also asked another question, that how would I know that probably a queer who is in my community is now a community medical first responder? How would I know that he has undergone that training?
Question is,
how would I know? Assuming the person asking the question, once again from Bujumbura, how would I know that Equia, who is in the community, is now a community medical first responder?
As in by sight or what they do?
Like, yes, in any way, because
So-
it's something new to all of us. So how would I know?
All right, so they will come in their uniforms.
Okay.
Yes, they are not going to be left in here. They have a special uniform they will be wearing. And when you see them, you on their crest and then top, you see it written there. They have it boldly written.
So they will be in a uniform?
Especially, they will be uniformed.
Okay.
They will be in a uniform. And immediately you see them, you see that these are community first responders. Some of them will be wearing reflectors as and when they are out there.
Okay.
Especially when it's night, so that there will be visibility too.
Okay.
And if you want to know if the person is wearing, you can get closer and ask questions. What I said they've been trained on, ask them questions about it, and then they will answer for you to know that they've really gone through training and you've learned something.
Okay, thank you very much. This one is saying, hello, Clement. Please, may she come clear on the process of deployment of these first responders from their communities when an emergency call comes in.
Okay, so let's say I'll talk about Anya Soto.
Okay,
that's
yes.
where I'm comfortable with.
That's
So-
where I am.
where you are.
Yes.
Okay. So Anya Soto Ambulance Station, we brought this number of people to you.
Okay.
The assembly will check on them that they are with you. They are here to work with you. Now we are deploying. Anya Market, we are taking some to the market area at a specific post. Maybe 3 at a time, 3 there. The roadside closer, 3 of them there. A community where a crowd, we can see that there are a number of people there. We place some people there. Inside your community where you can easily be called. You know, every community has a center where we place some of them there too.
Okay.
So as and when everybody is on duty at a particular time, you've come, you've reported, you've gone to your post. If you are there, we know you are there working with your kit and everything. If there's an emergency, you call the station and we come in to help you. You understand?
Yeah.
So it is not the assembly that is going to let them do their work. It's like, I don't know whether you've seen the community police.
Yes.
Yes, you see they work with the police. Like
Exactly.
That is how it's supposed to be. But it doesn't mean we are not going to work.
Okay.
Because the ambulances, the people are many for the ambulances and to move in and come, and then we are too far from the people. These people will now bring us closer to the people. That's how it's going to be. So they are not going to all be centered at one place, sitting there and waiting. No. They will be, like I said, shops, shopping malls, even schools, where there are cluster of schools, we'll have some of them there.
Okay.
Too.
Okay. So where there are cluster of schools, we have some of them there. Do you have a target set for these people?
As in?
Targets, probably at the end of a month, we expect you to do this a day, be able to respond to this incident. Is there any target for them?
You know, our work, we don't want to say we want this emergency to happen for us to go and handle it. You understand?
Okay, yes, I get you.
So if, as and when it comes, we just want you to handle it and handle it very well, as you are trained to.
Okay.
So just be on time, be on duty, be present, and make sure you are ready to work. That is what you are supposed to do. The next thing is that let's wait if that's an emergency, whilst we are not praying that an emergency should come. You know, there are a lot of things that we don't see. Things happen that do not come for us to see them every day. That's why we have questions as to whether they are needed. A lot of things happen and we don't see them.
Sure.
Some people die just from simple things that could have been taken care of, but they didn't get help. Last 2 weeks ago or a month ago, I don't know, I think I mentioned it here when I came in last. We were at the station and someone ran from, you say you are from around that place, someone ran from Anya Palace Town to Anya Market, look at the distance, to come and tell us that the mother had collapsed. So what time will we get there? Imagine this. So we had to now rush in and then we moved 2 ambulances to that location. Imagine if they had community respondents there.
Yeah.
Someone would have been there before we even got there. Start CPR if the woman is in cardiac arrest. if not, just manage the airway, open the airway, maintain it, and then give the person rescue breast so we get there. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's not as if we want to something. The people are just coming in not to come and help in anything. They are coming in to help reduce mortality in the country.
Okay.
And this initiative, it's one of the initiatives that is going to solve or is looking at one of the SDGs, the 3. It's looking at the health. The SDG 3 is about health, so that is what it's also looking at.
Thank you for that. There was a question here. I wanted to skip, but this person is asking that when they are deployed to the stations, will they be having a seat? Or they will just be standing? Or they will have a specific thing designed for them? Will they be in vans? Or they will just be walking around?
Okay, when they see the community police people, what do they do?
Okay, so that question is back to you. So when you see the people, what do they do? So that's back to you, please.
Yeah, so we are not here to sit. You know, sometimes we be tired. When we are deployed to a place, it's not like I told him, they are not coming to sit at the station. Imagine 15 of them are sent to Anyaso too. We can't put all of them inside the station.
Yeah.
And I said, our aim is not to keep them in, but to make sure it's like now they are going to be the eyes. They are going to watch for us, see, start, and call us to come in.
Okay.
You understand?
I understand.
Maybe whilst we are already on a case, they will start managing till we get there.
Okay.
So we are not creating a place for them to go and sit and get up and close and go. And another thing is that emergency is not something that we prepare, like we call for, but we have prepared for it.
Okay.
That is how it is. We've prepared their mind, we've prepared them with kits and everything, and they are ready. When there's an emergency, they move. I don't know whether you've seen the EMTs at the stadium.
Yes.
When something happens and they are moving, that is how it is. When we are on standby, we don't sit.
You don't sit. So don't expect to sit. So you can continue.
Yes, we go. We do go. Sometimes we stand and your waist, your legs, your knees, you have to stand. And we stand.
Okay.
You understand? It's part of our work. That's why they went to Esujare and those other
they did those training, military training and stuff.
To go and run, wake up and go for PT and everything.
I think we'll get the training videos once again on the screen. But this person is asking this question. Whenever there's an emergency, the people we call is the National Ambulance Service. We know the hotline. It's easy to call. The question is, how would you call this community first medical respondent? Is there a call line? Is National Ambulance Service looking at a call system for them? Or we just walk around and we see them and we tell them that there's an emergency happening?
It's just the same, our own line that we are using. Okay. So if you call us, we'll call them.
If we call you,
we will call them.
Now direct.
And when you see them, you can call them too as well. Do you understand it?
Okay, so
let's look at this. You have a problem. You call me.
Yes.
That I'm at this. I think I'll still use Anya.
Oh, use Anya. Use Anya.
Okay, or let me change. Maybe people will be saying I'm doing too much. Kaneshi. I know. Okay, let me use Dankwa Circle.
Okay.
I'm around Dankwa Circle. People do. So I'm there. Right. Something has happened. I've called them.
Okay.
I've called National Ambulance Service. They know there's a team there. One of their teams there. So they call the station around that this is what is happening. The station has deployed people to those places. So they can easily even identify. They send Margaret and Dennis to this side. So they are there to go and take care of the situation before we get there.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So it's our line. So if you don't see us and you are using our line, you call us. We know we have our people already on the ground.
So you just call those people.
Call and then quickly.
But is there a way? So is there a way that we, the citizens, can reach straight to the community medical first responder? Aside we seeing them
around, that one has not been put in place yet. But I think the best thing that we are doing now is the 112.
112.
Yes, the National Ambulance Service number 112. You are in crisis. You need help. Then we'll go, and that is so far the swiftest way we can handle this situation.
Thank you so much. The questions are coming. Let me read this one. How will you ensure that newly deployed officers don't
This question is, I will still read it. How would you ensure that newly deployed officers don't exploit their positions by taking money from people and falsely claiming to be doctors? That is question number one.
So I mentioned it here earlier on that they don't go beyond their training.
Okay.
They can't, and if you are
And we shouldn't
there,
give them anything.
don't give them anything because they are not there to collect anything.
Perfect.
So if they are demanding, you report them.
Okay.
You can report them to us again that this is what they are doing there, and then they will be taken on from there. They are not supposed to take money from anybody.
So there's another question, it's still from the same person. What measures will be taken to prevent these trained personnel from absconding to rural areas and impersonating doctors while wearing uniforms? Is there any measures that...
Which uniform are they going to wear?
The uniforms you are going to give them.
Did they say, sometimes you have to think around this thing. If you are there in a rural area and we tell you that these people are here to help you. No, when you get to assembly, the community, the assembly people, the opinion leaders, introduce them to the community that these people are here to take care of them. They work with the ambulance service. They already know the ambulance service, how we operate. So these people should not be able to be allowed to operate or work beyond what we are doing already. You understand? Yeah. They are there to be the first people to get there, to start, and then we get there. That is the main thing. To make sure we reduce your pain that you are going through. That is why they are there. It's not for them to come and give you injection. For them to, they have not, like I told you, when you get to EMS, it's not everybody that does anything. Me, I don't give injection. It's at the point, let's say, when the situation arises and I have to, as an advanced EMT, I have to call medical direction. Then they will tell me, I will ask, I see this, I think I have to give this. Then I tell them. Then we will discuss. Then they will say, give before I give. But at the EMT level, the EMT can't even ask to give injection because it doesn't give injections. You understand?
Yes.
So that is how it's supposed to be. We don't go and do things outside the box. So the same people that are asking me questions, please, you are in the communities.
Exactly.
They are not doctors. They are there to help. Don't make their work difficult. Don't look down on them. Encourage them. But don't allow them to exploit you as well too.
Thank you so much. We'll go for just a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to look at the challenges and sustainability of this community medical first respondents. Just after this break, we'll move it. So don't go anywhere, just keep and stay with Clock TV. Just after this break, we'll still delve into this same discussion.
Thank you for staying with us. It's all about, we are discussing the community medical first responders. That is a very wonderful initiative brought by the National Ambulance Service in collaboration with the Youth Employment Agency. And the PRO for Greater Accra Region National Ambulance Service has been giving us more insight into the duties of these people, the training they've gone through, and actually what they are supposed to do. Where you'll be able to find such people. She made us understand that when you call the National Ambulance Service, you've called these very people we are talking about. We are going to move into the challenges of this very initiative. What are they going to do when something like this do? Okay, Madam, once again, we are continue conversation.
All right.
Yes, there was a question that someone was asking. He said that what is the line of command supposed to be? The community first medical respondents, what is their line of command?
How they should operate, right?
Yes.
So I've mentioned it over and over again. They are attached to the ambulance station in the district.
Okay.
So that is where they take their commands from, as in taking care of people at a particular time. And they will not always go in without letting the station knows that, or the head of the station know there's a situation here, because that is when they will start. Sometimes when they are there alone, they call, we have our dispatch center. Yes, so they call the dispatch center that there's a situation, because, okay, let's take this place. We are working here. We are colleagues here already. Yeah. We have senior staffs. We have junior staff. So wherever someone goes, maybe you go for a news report on a program, and you guys are here, some are there. When they need something, don't they call you?
They do.
When you want them to do something, don't you call them to do it?
We do.
The head here is able to instruct them on the field, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing happens.
Okay.
That's going to happen. They are not going to operate on their own. They are not going to work in isolation. And it's not the head office that is going to take care of them direct from the head office.
Okay.
We work at the district level. We work from the region district. So the region is the topmost, then the district. And at the district level, we have heads there that directs them or tells them what to do at each time.
Okay.
That's how
There's another question here. I think you responded to it earlier, but let me still read it. He said, in Ghana, we have serious issues with our telecommunication networks in rural areas. How reliable is this information relay system that is to the communities we have, that they have community respondents? How are they going to sustain?
Are they going to know? The community
yes, the
themselves.
Community is going to know.
So like I started, exactly. I know they are brought to the community. The community leaders, opinion leaders, the assembly people meet their people and introduces them to them that these are people we are working with, and they work with the National Ambulance Service. If you need anything, contact them. They will call the ambulance service for you. In fact, they will start taking care of you before the ambulance service arrives. And they will make sure that those people, human beings, immediately they identify one person, they know. And communities know their own. Exactly. So if someone comes in and the person is impersonating, they will know that this one is not from here. So it will start at that level, at that zona, at that assembly, like what the director said of the YE said. So that's how it's going to be. We are not going to let them just be loitering around there. No. They have a command system from the service. They are introduced by the assembly to their people that these are people we are working with.
Okay. I think there's another question still on this very issue. In communicating, let us understand that before we can reach out to such people, we should call the National Ambulance Service. We've been able to reach out to National Ambulance Service. Though where we find ourselves, the network is so bad. I happened to climb a tree before. After climbing the tree, I called National Ambulance Service. The National Ambulance Service is supposed to get back to the respondent so that he get back to me. That's kind of network issues that we have, where National Ambulance Service is unable to reach the community respondents. What should a community member do in a situation like this?
You know, I started somewhere, but I think you paid attention to one side. I said that you see the people.
You see the people.
If you don't see them, you call the ambulances. So the aim of this is to make them so visible that by the time the 6,000 are out, you will not say you haven't seen them anyway.
Okay, so viewers, I think you need to be very, very vigilant. He said you will see them. Always be up to issues surrounding your community. Always ask the opinion leaders what is happening so that they will brief you moving forward, so that you will not be left in the dark.
And you will see them with us too.
Okay.
When you see them with us, they are those we are working with.
Okay.
By now, I think community, the police started earlier on, way back. Now people know them.
Sure.
Immediately you see them, this one you know he's with the police. That is how it's going to be. Just look out for them. You see them with us. We will introduce them to you. You see them on TV. We will talk about them, and you know who they are. But we are not. We want to bridge this communication gap in rural areas where you have to climb trees, so that you even climb the tree. You will see someone around. You will know someone who has seen the next person around here. And because they are placed at various posts, after some time, you know exactly where you find them.
Okay. From the National Ambulance Service, what support do you think that these people will need from the community?
They should trust them.
Okay.
That they have been there, they are there to help them. That is it. And respect them. And then even though they are from you now, they have acquired some skills that has given them another changed who they used to be around you. Even though they are the same people, now they have skills to take care of you. Support them. And you know, as and when they need any resource, especially from the assembly level, they should be given to make sure that their work is, because it's not going to be an easy job for them. Even us, it's not easy for us. Sometimes we sit in the ambulance and roam about looking for a place to hand over a patient we don't get. It's not easy. And they are there, and when someone is in distress and you are taking care of them, you, the one taking care of you, also go through a lot of emotional challenges and trauma. Let's just encourage them. Any resource that they need at their level, they have leaders and they come to you. The assembly leaders, the groups have their own leaders. The ambulance stations too, that they are supposed to report to, know what they need. So let's get closer to them as a community, support them in their work, and then encourage them to. Don't look down on it as if they've just been thrown around because they are looking for jobs. No, they are there to help for a cause.
They are there to help for a cause, not just because they are looking for job. Before, I think we are just about to wrap up. Your last words.
All right, you mentioned resources. So my last words is we still need more resources.
Okay.
In any way you can, resources for the service, National Ambulance Service. If you can buy an ambulance for us, we thank you. If you can build an ambulance station for us to bring an ambulance for us to manage and take care of a community, we will. Logistics, anything that will support us. And then also reduce the prank calls.
That was another issue the CEO was talking about.
Yes. Give us way when we are coming.
Okay.
Yes, these are the most important things that we want you to do for us. And then trust in the ambulance service. We want to give you timely care. That's why this thing is going on for the nation. And so, yes, and my last word is to say ayuko to all EMTs, to all paramedics on the field, and welcome to all community first responders.
Thank you so much, Advanced EMT Fatilali, the PRO for Greater Accra Region for National Ambulance Service. That's been so amazing, so educative conversation on today's Koko Digest Morning Show. We are discussing the community medical respondents, a very new initiative that Ghana has adopted. It's a collaboration between the Youth Employment Agency and the National Ambulance Service. I know you've learned a lot from today's discussion. She made us understand you will see these people around. Just trust them, support them, give them whatever they need, and they would provide you with the first aid or the emergency response that you need in order to sustain any life-related issues at all. So don't go anywhere as we keep on telling you that keep watching Clock TV, because we'll follow this very initiative duly to bring you all the updates
how it has gone so far, and when these people are going to be deployed actually to the various communities, so that we will let you know when these people are really starting their work. Thank you so much for watching Koko Digest Morning Show, and I am your host, Clement Yabanukwe. Keep watching Clock TV.